everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sparrows, brought to you by Roll4Chaos. How are you out there? I can't hear them, everybody. I'm gone deaf. But why don't we all give them a round of applause from us? Woo! I'm patting my chest because I have a push-to-talk button. Woo! Thank you for being here. So, with that nonsense out of the way, we are going to be getting a little insight into each one of our lovely actors' characters' minds here in a second as they proceed to educate and titillate and hopefully cause you to gain a bright, giant, blooming smile upon your face. But of course, as we do around these parts, we like to go a little bit chaotic and things. I'm going to roll die right now, a d6 to see who goes first with tonight's events. So, we have two, that is Big B's. You're up first, my friend. Finnegan, what is a joke that Finnegan finds funny? 1 second, he says. 3, 1 second. All right. You ready? I can't hear you.
I had to. I was trying to get all the word out for everybody to come here, and I was in a different page of my stream deck, so I couldn't unmute my mic until I went back. So I had to finish it and then do the things with the things and the stuff. So
a likely story.
That's hilarious. I love that joke.
All right. Okay, so this is as my character, right?
Yes. You're a joke your character would love. Your character.
All right. I got a joke. Whoa, I remember one. I heard this a while back on a station. What do you call an elephant mixed with a rhino?
What?
I do not know. What?
Elephano!
Something that drank one of Finnegan's potions, I think, is what the actual answer is. So we see into the Finnegan's mind a little bit of his humor. There we go. Moving on down to Jackal and Amos.
Archon and a peacekeeper pull a guy into holding. Archon's sitting there, and the peacekeeper's wanting to learn from him. Archon's looking at the guy and goes, "Can you believe this guy? He's in here for telling dad jokes."
Well, why is
he in there for telling dad jokes? Oh. Well, it's kind of a long story, but needless to say, the punchline is apparent.
When is it apparent?
On delivery.
Oh boy, that's definitely an Amos joke right there. All right, moving right along to Nora and Clarion Bell.
Oh, it is my turn to tell a joke? Well, this one has met a mixed response, but I will try it. Please prepare yourselves. Oh my god, help! I've been stuck in here for years! I'm halfling, let me out of this robot body! Oh my god! Let me out! How was that?
Oh goodness, Clarion seems to have trapped a living organism. So we're moving on from there to Benjamin and Red Iron.
I don't have any jokes, but I do have kind of a funny story that happened to me before I joined the wrecker ship. Shortly after I left the scrapyard, I took a job commissioning cybernetic parts, and I took a commission, a very specific one. A gentleman asked me to make him a 12-inch mithril hand, and so I dug into the library schematica, and I found quite a few variations on cybernetic mithril hands for attaching. Some of them of various lengths, none of them 12 inches exactly, 11 and a half, and usually smaller, but they didn't quite go that far. So I went back to the man and I asked him if he would go any shorter, and he said, no, it has to be this exact length. And I said, okay, that's fine, I will do more research. So I happened to stumble upon a fabrication establishment that traced back to some of the schematics that I had found, and the original draftsperson who invented these was available. And so I booked an appointment. I had to wait weeks for this, actually, but the commission was very expensive, and it was going to be worth it. I was also very curious myself. I was interested in tackling this challenge, maybe putting my name on a co-patent if it hadn't been drawn out yet. It was very exciting for me. So I go to the creator, and his name was, let me think here. I think his name was Bramble Abercrombie, and he was an old human crotchety, in fact. And I asked him, I see all of these schematics for mithril hands, which seems to be a specialty of yours. Why haven't you made a 12-inch version? And he said to me, well, red iron, because that would be a foot.
That is perfect. Oh, goodness. We're just gonna move right along, and we're going over to Kai and Leife now.
What's up? So, the whole time I was in my schooling learning to be a what am I now? A ninja samurai? We trained every day, trained hard, real hard. And after we finished, the final thing that we all had to do was come into a final ceremony, get our diplomas. Nobody showed up. Damn thing's funny though. We all passed.
Oh, ninjas. All right, we move right on over to Beatrix. Gwen.
Hi. So why do elephants paint their toenails red?
I don't know. Why do elephants paint their toenails red?
So they can take a nap in apple trees. Why should you never go walking in an orchard at 8 a.m.?
Why should you never go walking in an orchard at 8 a.m.?
Because that's when the elephant's alarm clock goes off.
Oh, goodness. Squish. All right, everybody. Since that is... what is it, Amos?
Why is it that line artists can't ever be considered stealthy?
Why can't line artists be considered stealthy?
Because they can't pass without a trace.
Oh, art humor. I love it. Oh, nice. So, we're going to get back into this lovely episode. Last time on Sparrows, our intrepid crew had been inside of the SHTF Foundation. They were getting a tour, in the case of Clarion and Beatrix, where they discovered some truths about the universe. As a general rule, I'm sure some of those should be taken tongue-in-cheek, but you never know. It's just, the ideas of truths in the universe. While everybody else was kind of off the ship temporarily. However, dealing with Finnegan turned out to be an interesting engagement. Red Iron and Finnegan met, and then Finnegan and everybody else met, and chaos ensued from that point. But it was when Beatrix and Clarion refused to share information with the caretaker of the SHTF that things kind of turned a little sour. Suddenly being attacked by the Absent, the caretaker disappeared, and a fight ensued, whereupon Clarion and Leife had been teleported away. But not before mountains of meat and clouds of eyebrow creating fog was in the air, and Scarborough was told to shoot the space station, causing a couple of complications, one of which was part of the roof being severely damaged, and another which was the electrical circuitry, the engines being damaged, and suddenly all the lights went out. And that's kind of where we're at, although we did see an interesting individual show up outside of Leife's cell. recognizing this tendrilled face and the fact that the face wasn't actually a face but rather a mask. This creature had grabbed a hold of Leife before slamming into his face and having tendrils trying to bury their way through his nose and his eyes and his mouth and his ears as an effort to drain knowledge. Whew, goodness. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right back to where we had been last time. We will switch back over on our screens here. And we are back in this strange combat situation thingy-majigger with Finnegan being up next. Finn, from where you're standing at, you can tell that it is dark. It is cloudy with all of this meat smoke going everywhere. Not even a pleasant odor coming off of it. At this point, the sausage has been splattered so far into molecules that it is now just kind of like this weird, overly smoked whatever. Big bees had been coming out of the walls to attack everything. And Finn, as you're standing there, you hear off in the distance, "Oh, what's all this then?" As an orc starts making his way out carrying a light. On his badge, it says, Officer Bias. All right.
Then. Where are we?
What's that?
Ty, are you intentionally adding more bees to the scene?
That wasn't me. That was Agilmac last time before the session ended. So I'll give you an image of what this fellow looks like, just so you can see him. Let's see. Here we are. So big ol' orc feller pops out into the scene. And seems to be a little disturbed by the events transpiring, so we're gonna see how that works. All right. So Finnegan, what are you up to?
I want to go. I'm ready to destroy something. He's just kind of.
Can you run that by me again?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he obviously said, "Where am I going? What's going on here?" Oh Jesus, my teeth falling. Can't get good teeth nowadays.
Finnegan, for those of you that didn't know, has mutated himself. He now has a tendril growing out of his chest, Popeye arms, tusks, eyebrows that go all the way to his chin. Yeah, it's
one hand fell off and was replaced with a bone knife.
It's a knife, yep.
Yeah, actually, so in this whole thing, he's just wandering around, swinging wildly, going, "Where's my hand? Where's my hand?"
All right, so you're gonna move forward and maybe try to attack that bee, I'm assuming. Give me an aware roll.
Sure.
So we can see where you travel in the dark. You can kind of see some light through the little eye. Oh,
yeah.
Critical failure.
Yeah.
Finn, do you do something that is going to harm you or harm an ally less?
I think let's let me roll.
He's got to flip a coin on this one.
Odds will be odds will be a teammate. Evens will be myself.
Here we go.
Don't roll, you idiot.
Leaving it up to fate. And it is even.
It's myself.
All right, so you go to attack whatever you can in that darkness, knowing there's some sort of machinery nearby. And you get close to it, and you begin slamming into it. Give me the damage from your Cthulhu Turtle Strike.
Yes, Cthulhu Turtle Strike.
Boom.
So many dice.
20 points of damage as you start attacking a power coupling that is on the side of the wall. And suddenly everything is lit up by Finnegan, electrified. We might as well make it happen. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this.
I think I pooped my shell.
Come on, you thing. Do what I ask. It's not working. Fine. Just do it this way. And there you are. So now you should have light coming off of you as you're electrified. There we go. Anyway, if you can see what's going on from Finnegan's character. You're going to be taking some enveloping damage now from this power coupling. This is 3d8 damage, and we'll see what that does to you.
All right.
16 damage comes
Yay.
towards Finnegan. You can now choose to try to mitigate that in some way. You do have damage resistance of 4, so that will drop it down to 12. You can either take the damage straight, or you can take some wounds to mitigate 5 points per wound.
Let us leave. I now have something to reduce damage.
You can go into your shell, but in this case, since you caused
No, I
this-
cannot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that and I just cannot get into my shell.
That's true, because of your size and all the blades and
Yeah.
the tendrils and everything.
Yeah. So, let me see. Yeah, no. So, okay, cool. Let me see. I'm just gonna, I guess, I'll take 1 wound to the arm that hit,
Okay, that'd be your right arm.
and then, yeah, and then the rest is straight damage.
Okay, so that takes 5 damage off and 4, so 9. You have 7 points of damage done. That puts you at 11 health. Ow!
Yeah. No!
That's Finnegan's turn. Red Iron, you're up. Suddenly you see Finnegan off the side just going bolts of lightning scattering off him, lighting up and dimming the room intermittently. An orc has stepped into the room from the side and asking what's going on. The bees are getting angry.
Red's going to walk up right next to Finnegan
Mhm.
and just grab the power coupling. Sylvia, I need access.
Of course. So you move over there, give me a brains roll. If you roll lower than an 8, you will be getting shocked.
Great.
Oh, 6!
Wait, 8 on the face?
I meant, yes, 8 on the face of the die.
Oh, that's early. We can embarrass ourselves. Yeah, I'll get you. Well, I will share your pain.
All right, so the same damage is coming to you, enveloping. 3d8s rolled, and Red takes 13 points of damage. You can take it straight or give yourself wounds.
Well, I grabbed it with the left arm. Right, that's the artificial one. As I move
sorry,
my arm, like
I did not hear you because I was interrupted by a child. I apologize for that.
I
What'd you say?
grabbed it by the left arm, so
Yes.
I'll go ahead and wound that left arm,
All right, left arm is wounded.
and I'll eat the other 8.
All right, so you go down from 23 to whatever that number is.
15.
15. There you go. All right, good to go, Red. So you move there, and then Sylvia's presence exerts itself through you into the electric panel. And do you turn off the power flow at the moment?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the circuit breaker to start, and then we'll work on accessing the rest of the station systems in a bit here.
Okay. So with that roll, 11 is enough to stop bees from being shocked any further. So Finnegan, you're no longer blinking. The light goes out. You see smoke rising off of him. And that was that turn. Now we move to the room with this being in front of Leife. As its tendrils dig into your face, Leife, without even a moment's struggle that you didn't catch this thing moving so quickly, you sink deep, deep into your own consciousness. You find yourself coming aboard a ship. An older man, mustachioed, wearing a nice Buccaneer-style vest and hat, comes up to you, arm out. Nice to meet you. You can call me Cutlass. What can I call you?
Sorry. You can call me Leife.
Leife. Interesting name. So, you hail from Io?
Io? No.
No. Well, welcome aboard the crew. I have high hopes for you. I saw some of your skills before. If we didn't have your help, I mean, we might have taken a few more casualties. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry about the casualties.
Well, it is what it is. So what are you good at? You see the captain put his arm around your shoulders and start moving you on board the ship.
I don't know. Sneaking around, I guess.
Sneaking around. That's interesting. The scene begins to
Yeah,
fade as you hear a voice in your head. Whatever being that is out there is searching, it seems like.
No. This isn't enough. More information. Something deeper.
And you find yourself now standing in a field, your master before you. The final trainings before he was pretty much gone. Balance. Perfection. Keep yourself at all times even-minded. And of course, positive. He has you standing on these poles just in the middle of this field above a field full of marsh and a whole bunch of slithering giant leeches down below. Make sure you do not fall, of course. And as he turns to prepare you for the next event, a cane comes out to whack you on your heel, from behind his back. What do you do?
Leife tries to jump over it.
Give me an agile roll. Leife jumps, twists, falls off the pole into the depths below, and that was the first time you had a variety of scars and experiences with some leeches. We see Leife running and jumping with a bunch of wiggling things sticking off of him as he climbs up the poles. Next time you'll get it.
Yeah, well, sorry, Blondie.
It's all right. I think what you need is a better practice with balance. Many things in life can bring balance to an individual, but none quite so much as a child's plaything. And you see him pull a board behind his back that has wheels strapped to it.
Where'd you get that? Wait, where'd you get that? I haven't seen one of those things on me or whatever at all.
No, some of the boys had thought maybe you getting your legs is because it's too serious for you. Maybe you need to make it fun. And he tosses you the board.
It sort of goes into his hands, wobbling around. You sure?
Of course. But I expect results this time.
Is it alright if it's not the same way?
Well, honestly, the way of the still mind is personal. Growth is personal. Even though you emulate me and your brothers and their capabilities, you have to find your own way, Leife.
He looks down at the board and sees that it's totally blank on one side. I think I'll try.
That is all we ask, of course.
No. This sentimental crap. This isn't the information I'm seeking.
And you find yourself fading a little bit further. Now you're running across the streets of Avalon barefoot, your shoes damaged. There are police, there are peacekeepers chasing after you as you're carrying some food of some kind, and you're running from them.
Get back here, you scamp! You cannot just take things! You know this, right?
He looks over his shoulder and spits over it.
As you spit over the shoulder, you see 3 peacekeepers like wedge themselves in an alleyway chasing after you before having to kind of like squeeze through a little bit. You run around the corner, and on the other side of it, you see an old shopkeep, somebody that you sometimes have gone to, given you scraps from the street, things like that. He looks over at you. Hey, little boy, what's wrong?
Nothing. You have anything for this?
You're going to... Well, come here, let me take a look at that. Where did you get that? As he sees the peacekeepers run around the corner and look over at you, he looks down at you and looks up at them. Dangerous. He pulls you aside, closes a door nearby, and gives you a place where you can rest for a couple of days. But as you're sitting there, you're noticing that him and his family are struggling in the deeps of Avalon. And Albion, the great city as it is, in quotations, great city, doesn't really cater well to those of the less fortunate. And as time goes on, you notice that meals that he's granting you are getting more and more sparse, and some of it is going more to his family than to you. At one point, he finally looks over and goes, you know, you've been a burden for a long time. I don't like saying that, but it is what it is. My family can't continue supporting you, Leife. And you're kind. You see him kind of step back. You get this nervous sensation start to build up. There's a rather large bounty on elves. I'm so sorry. As he kind of backs up, you hear the door begin being kicked in by the sound of peacekeepers.
Leife's backing up towards a window off into the distance. It's far away in between multiple areas, but I shouldn't have trusted you. And he's tiny. At this point in time, Leife is like cocky and an asshole to like everybody. So as this happens, he kicks him in the knee and starts rushing towards the exit.
The individual falls down to the ground. That way, catch him! Catch him! And you see one of the peacekeepers stick back near him as the other 2 go running after Leife. Leife jumps through a window, and just as he's getting out of earshot, hears, "You better hope we catch that boy. You're not getting that reward." And then you hear,
No, petty political squabbles. Ugh. Nothing of value.
You find yourself even further back in time, to a moment you don't remember happening. Something in your deep recesses, to the point where you were so small that those memories are just buried way down in the subconscious. The ground is shaking. Screams are ringing out through the house, through your house. You see a woman in front of you. She's beautiful. She has the same eye color as you, although her hair is different. More pink and red, with some dark highlights. Your mother. She's kneeling before you, and she puts a finger to your lips while on her knees at eye level, saying, "Dearest, you must be more quiet than you have ever been in your life. Do you understand me?" She grabs a hold of your shoulders, and you see tears on the edges of her cheeks. You could be no more than 4 or 5 years old.
What's happening?
It's none of your concern, none of your concern. Now I need you to be very, very quiet. We're going to go play in the crawl space, okay? You're going to go down through it, and you're going to follow through the magic tunnel all the way to your uncle's place, okay? Just do that. You see her like kiss you on your forehead, and her arms move forward, placing in your hands your baby sister. She's very heavy to you, but in fear you nod your head. You begin to feel a strange tightness in your throat. You know something is very wrong, and seeing your mother's tears makes you want to cry as well.
He does.
And you start crying. There. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Now, and she reaches behind you underneath this little trapdoor that she opens up. Go on down in there. Take her with you, and you be a brave boy. You be a very strong boy. I know you can do this. Just bring her to your uncle. He'll know what to do. Okay?
Yeah, I know the crawl spaces.
I know you've been in trouble down there before, but to be honest, it's okay. It's okay this time, okay? I know you know the route. You can do this, Leife. You go. She kisses you on the head, and as the trapdoor comes down, you hear the sound of booted footsteps in the distance. As you're standing there, kind of peering through the cracks, she runs out into the hallway nearby. You hear gunfires go off in the distance. You see her spin and fall to the floor, crying out in pain. As she starts moving up a little bit and trying to stand, you can see armored soldiers wearing the regalia of the Empire right outside the little hallway. Staring in rapt fear, morbid curiosity, unable to determine what's happening, your mother steps forward and tries to fight them off for a second, slamming her fist futilely against the chest of one of these soldiers. She bumps into one, and as you are watching, you see the helmet twist and pop up. And instead of a dwarven face, you see an elven one. You see the pointed ears and the sharp jaw inside of Empire outfits. They cry out in anger, a blade is seen flashing, and all you remember is a spray of red. So much blood. You don't remember anything from that moment other than running, crying, and screaming down a tall hallway. Your sister in your arms like a leaden weight. You move through the dark for more time than you know, shorter time than it feels like. You don't know. Numb, you fall down crying near the end of the tunnel. Something tells you your mom's not coming back. And when you arrive to where your uncle's little apartment is, this tunnel that leads out of the main house, down through the streets in various different locations around town, nobody's there, and nobody comes for you. You get hungry, you get curious, you're sad, but something tells you if you don't move, nothing's gonna get better. So you carry her, your sister with you, eventually peeking your head out. And as she begins crying, you're not sure what to do. You move into the city. There's a large crowd outside, seem intent on some sort of spectacle. But you're too young to understand exactly what it is. Something about the monarchy falling, which sounds bad because losing keys is not okay. You remember your mom saying that. Later, you begin to remember rough hands on you and Hume separating you from your sister. And then the home.
Interesting. Oh, I did not know I had royalty on hand, Your Highness.
And you begin feeling a heat rise up against your chest, Leife. As in your mind's eye, that Ioun stone that you're carrying around your necklace begins glowing. This figure in front of you, the presence starts to fade further and further away.
What is this? You cannot keep me out!
And suddenly there's a bright flash as you're now standing back inside the cell, and you see that figure that had been against you has been knocked back against a wall nearby. The stone like floating on the chain in front of you, seeming to have forced him off, but being less powerful than it used to be. It took a while to engage. What do you do? Oh, it's not your turn. That's the end of that. The Eukerbis turn. All right, Clarion, it is you now. In the cell nearby, you hear this weird, squishy, wet noise. You hear Leife whimpering out a few times. Then there's a flash and a boom, and that figure just up against the wall. But you're still inside the celled area.
What was that?
None
And
of your
I-
concern.
You stay right where you are. I have a use for machines once we reprogram you.
Okay, so how tightly spaced are these bars?
They are about 2 inches apart.
Clarion would like to take out her Addison Sparrow, which is
Okay.
non-magical, and attempt to shoot through the bars at this
You aim
person.
your weapon and fire. Give me an attack roll. Your opponent gets a 19 to defend themselves, but you rolled a 23, so you are able to shoot this target. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. And you hit him right in the chest for 5 points of damage. You see, like, as you hit it, that he's wearing body armor. He does take a hit, but it doesn't seem to be that impactful.
Okay, and then, Leife, are you okay?
You can't see him, but you just hear him shout out, Stay out of my mind!
And she starts revving up her core discharge.
Light begins emanating from Clarion as she's causing more of the energy within to start to build in preparation for an attack of some kind. Amos, we're over to you. From where you're at, there is a large bee thing that you're holding in hand. You've got its stinger and at the end of its tail in the other because it was trying to pierce you with that. There's some sort of orc individual off to the side that has stepped into the scene.
Do I still have the eyebrows?
You still have the eyebrows, yes.
Well, I think Amos is going to break the stinger off.
Okay, give me a strong roll as an attempt to break this robotic stinger off. The opponent gets a 9 to resist you. Amos rolls. Getting an 11. There is a... And you snap off the stinger off the end of this thing's tail.
Would you assume that this bee is no longer a threat?
You're not certain. It's still a robotic security thing, so you don't know if the stinger is the only weapon in its arsenal.
I'm going to have to take that chance, and they are going to take that mithril letter opener and deal with that problem of the eyebrows.
As you grab your mithril letter opener and just cut off the hair where the eyebrows was, it slices through like a hot knife through butter, and your distractions are removed.
At that point... That was 2 actions, right?
Yes, 1 to remove, and then 1 to remove the stinger. So you do have a reflexive left if you'd like to use that, or just that's the end of your round.
That's... Well, I can't just go over and give it to Red Iron, can I?
The weapon? The mithril letter opener?
The bee.
Oh, the bee. I mean, you can throw things as a reflexive action.
Doesn't Red Iron kind of become inert when he's jacked in?
Yes.
Oh,
description,
right.
yeah.
Yes, that's what happens.
I got nothing else. I'm ending my turn.
All right, that's Amos's. It is now Beatrix. Your turn. You're in the dark. Everything is pitch black. You can barely see. You see some light in the distance. Some sort of weird orc had a light on, a lantern on him, and turned and walked around the corner. But you know there's a bee nearby, and who had seen the electrical discharges coming from Finnegan just a moment ago.
And she's heard Amos, so she knows that Lizard Dad is nearby.
Yep.
Her initial thing is, though, she's going to have to get rid of this bee. And I think the best way to do it is throwing a wind blade at it.
All right. Now you are fighting blind, which is going to reduce the accuracy of your attacks.
Yeah, I was afraid of that, but you know what? Actually, I will call out to Zep and see if he will guide my hand.
You can use Guide My Hand after a missed attack if you want. Also, you do have So I Can See if you ever wanted to use that. Eternal Eyes.
That's true. Actually, yeah, let's go with the Eternal Eyes.
All right, so how do you say this to Zep? How do you borrow his vision?
Zep, I can't see anything. It's dark, and there's a bee here, and it's trying to hurt me, and there are others, and they're trying to hurt everybody, and Clarion and Leife are gone. I need to be able to see, Zep.
Of course. Here.
And then he adds his vision to you. So suddenly everything comes into focus. Beatrix's eyes begin glowing slightly in the dark, and everything is as of day to you now. You can see there are multiple bees. There's the one that's crawling across the floor behind you that's getting back to its feet. There's 2 that have entered the room. You can see all your allies down below and the bee right next to you. Now, you did use your ability for the round, so you can't use another one unless it's reflexive. But you could use a weapon or move.
I'm gonna draw my magic elf sword I got by looking cool with it and try and decapitate the bee.
Durando's blade comes swishing out to strike the bee. Give me an attack roll, please. Whoosh. The bee gets a 14. To avoid you, you hit with a 17. Roll for damage. Striking right across its left arm. Whoosh. That wasn't the damage. Hold on. Yeah, you should just click on the die section. Double click in there. For some reason, it chose the damage changes. So 8 points of damage. That blade comes up, and suddenly that bee's arm is just gone. Falls to the floor. Clink, 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 clink.
I don't like you very much, even if you have the same name as me.
The bee attacks B, while B is in the distance yelling obscenities, and B is playing the game. So the bee now attacks Beatrix. It's in the dark, but you don't know if that impacts it or not. So it strikes in with that stinger. It's a 10 to hit. As Beatrix rolls a defense roll. Getting a 10, just barely enough to avoid. So this thing is so close to you. You just see that thorn coming in from the stinger, and you just twist slightly, and it catches the edge of like your clothes and creates a little like torn section of the arm of your shirt.
That was my favorite shirt.
Another bee thing starts moving around, trying to find targets, and doesn't seem to be going in the right direction. Another one goes. This one flies right over to the noise it heard, and next to Beatrix, and there's another stinger coming towards you from behind. Attack roll comes out. This one gets a 18 to hit you.
Oh, noes.
19 to hit you. You got a 15. No, wait. Okay, the dice haven't caught up. 13, 14, it's a 16 to hit you. You got a 15 to avoid it. You're a 1 shy. You're about to get hit. It's going to strike your left leg. If you are okay with taking the damage, unless you want to use an ace to reroll your defense roll.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and use an ace. I've
right.
got them.
So there goes an ace. You can reroll. Still got to beat a 16. 16 or higher. 18. That is a 17 after your defense modifiers. And you just see this thing very, again, hair of your teeth. You turn just in time to see something else flying towards you. A stinger comes up, and right next to your face, it just, and you just kind of duck back a little bit. We got one more off in the distance. And that one flies right around the corner. 7, 8. Yeah. Flies right around the corner here. And does it have enough distance? It does. Zips over towards Amos and then stings in. They seem to be not really caring about the orc. Amos, attack comes towards you. This one gets a 23 to hit.
I would have said reflexive action if I was a battle scar, but unfortunately, I'm going to go with. Let's see. I don't have any reflexive actions, do I?
Not at the moment. I do not believe. Yep. Oh, you have leap to aid. That's supposed to be reflexive, I think. But that's to help others.
I'm going a little slower this episode, a little bit more. Well, I could use shield and plate. Unfortunately, this is piercing damage, so
Yeah.
prick me.
All right. You still can roll your defense and see if there's a chance you don't get hit, but it's likely you are about to. All right. Give us your defense roll. You got to beat a 23. And 8 is not going to do
23?
it. 8 does not beat a 23.
Does that beat a 23?
You're being stabbed in the chest. So now you have taken 6 damage. You can choose to just take the hit, which would be 3 after your armor, or you can take a wound, although it doesn't seem like a necessary thing.
Now, hold on a second. This is stabbing damage, which is piercing damage.
This one does not armor penetrate.
This one does not armor penetrate.
Yeah. So with your armor, you can reduce the damage by half. That would make you take 3 damage total.
Hits the armor for 3, but since bulwark class half, I'll take it.
All right.
But is it stuck though? That's
a good question. Let's see. Yes, the stinger gets stuck in the armor the bee is now attached to.
And Amos smiles.
All right. And yeah, Amos captures another bee. I think that was all of those. The security officer with a tag saying bee is steps forward.
How dare you harm my bees!
And rushes over around the corner, drawing what looks like a large desk lamp shaped kind of like an axe head, and just woof, swings it at you, Amos.
Impressive presence.
You're gonna make him focus on you primarily? I mean, that would be that's not a reflexive action, unfortunately. You can't use it right now, though.
Dang it! Here I am, still convinced that I'm a battle scarred. I even dressed for the occasion, but that's okay.
Now,
Proceed.
all you can do at this point is just roll a defense and see if he hits you. The opponent gets a 22 to hit Amos. Amos gets a 14 defend. Unfortunately, that isn't good enough. It strikes you right in the right arm, and this one's going to do... Here we go. 5 points of damage. Your armor can take a hit, dropping that to 3, or you can take a wound.
Armor 3.
All right. You're at 10 health. Your armor still has 4 hits remaining. And that is the actions of the opponents there. Leife, we're back over to you. You can just barely see this figure kind of standing out in the hall. You can see the light coming off of Clarion's eyes, basically, is just enough for you to see the hallway. You can see the Ioun stone kind of floats down and then lands back against your chest, having expended its power, avoiding this mental influence of this being.
Also, the glow coming off of my core at this point.
Right, because you are... I should actually add that to your character, just because I like doing
I'm
that.
charging my lasers.
You're charging your lasers.
Clarion, what's going on over there?
I have an idea to get us out. I will be blowing out the bulwark behind us.
All right, and he's gonna move up towards the wall, and you. He moves his hand towards the creature.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know what to call it right now. And he's going to try and use force magic to hold it in place.
Try to capture
Or
it against
space
the wall?
magic. Space magic, yes.
Space magic. All right. Do you currently have an ability that allows you to use that, or is this chaos roll?
Chaos.
All right, here we go. Chaos roll. Spend your overload. How many applications do you wish to use? The greater the application, the more capable this will be against the threat.
I'll do 2.
2. Roll higher than a natural 10 to force the enemy to roll resistance against you.
All right. And this is magical?
This is magical.
All right.
So, this creature, this thing, whatever it is, Leife tries to force push it against the wall. 11! Whoa! That is one above, so it will work. 11's not incredibly great, though, and the opponent does have to roll resistance against it. Let's see how they do. The resistance roll is a 7. You did it with that really tiny, barely over the top roll. Your arm comes out, and then suddenly the opponent's just against the wall. Ugh. Release me, and I'll make it quick for you.
You're not going anywhere. I blocked those memories off for a reason. You're not going to keep them.
Don't tell me the death of your mother was something so damaging to your poor psyche. Oh, attachment. Oh, disgusting.
He's going to pull him up towards the bars.
You pull him closer to the bars. And as he gets in within, right in front of the bars, suddenly one of his tendrils lashes out at you, like you fell for a trap. So an attack does come out at you. This one has a 7 to hit. Not a very good roll on the part of the enemy. You're able to avoid it. How do you do so?
He stops it as he's coming close and essentially holds the tendril and tries to wrap it around one of the dead iron bars. See if it works.
As you wrap it around there, you see the creature just kind of start trying to move back away from it.
All right, Clarion. I think you got the perfect time to blow up.
All right, and there is Leife's turn. Finnegan, we're back to you. Lightning has stopped shocking you. All the eye hair has been burned off of your face. You no longer have any hair on your body, just scales like usual.
Stay easy now. Well, where's my hand? I want to look for my hand.
Give me an aware roll. It is relatively dark, but the light coming off of the lamp that is being wielded like an axe by the orc in the room.
Come on, that was good.
That's an 8.
Went to crap.
Bees, as you look around and you see bees fighting with bees all over the place, you're unable to determine where your hand is, although you're sure it's near B.
Hold on, let me... I didn't want to have to use an ace already. But I'm going to have to use an ace.
You gonna use an ace?
Yeah.
Alright, give us a reroll on that aware roll.
Oh, I thought it was a 2. I was about to throw this whole everything.
That is a 12. Your hand is there in the dark.
It's right there in the dark. I would like to use the 3+1s from last game to make that a 15.
Why do you need that? You already saw where your hand was with that roll.
Oh, I thought you just said, it's in the dark.
Well, it's
like...
right. It's right there in the dark. You can see the edges of your hand just kind of laying on the ground.
You're like, it's in the dark. I was like, genius.
It's somewhere in this building.
Yeah. Okay, so then I won't use those +1s, and I will go to my hand.
All right. So you move across the room. You go to the hand. It's only 1 square away. It looks like so. So from there, you pick it up and you put it back on?
No, I'm going to shove it in my pocket.
All right, your hand goes in your pocket.
Yep. Now,
you feel it squeeze your butt.
Yeah, it's a good old hand. So that bee's the closest to me, the one by Amos?
Yes. It's currently being held by Amos in one hand, while he has another one stuck into his armor and an axe like against the side of his body.
Let's see. That's 3 more movement. Alright, so I would like to move there.
Okay, you can move yourself there.
And okay, my bad. I would like to move here. You said I can move myself, but I do not know this system well.
You can.
Alright.
Alright, so you move over there next to axe wielding bees.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Let me see. You get the hell off the big blue one! And I'm gonna Cthulhu attack.
Cthulhu attack comes out. The opponent defends themselves. What in the hell is that? And he gets a 10 to defend himself. Nat 20 Finnegan. Oh man. All right. So
Doom!
with a nat 20, do you want to do something that will impact not only this orc but also the one on Amos, or would you like to do double damage on this attack to the security officer?
There's another orc?
No, there's the orc, and then there's the bees. On
Oh, you said to this orc or the other one on Amos, and I was
Or
like,
the
I
other-
don't see it. Is he invincible?
the other enemy. On Amos, yeah.
Let's do double damage.
All right, double damage. This comes in. You strike right across this poor orc's chest. Give me your damage roll.
Of course it was
14.
shitty. 28 damage.
It becomes 28 points of damage. What does it look like as Finnegan destroys Bia's the security officer in one blow?
So he comes over, he shuffles over. Now he has like burnt bangs from the electricity, and he comes over looking like some horrifying amalgamation of doom. And he's just like, get off the board! And he jabs his he grabs with his big Popeye arm, grabs the dude by the neck, pulls him towards him, and simultaneously shoves the knife hand into his throat, and the tentacle in his stomach blows out his back.
And what about your tusks? Don't forget about your tusks.
No, those are just for intimidation. So
They're just for looks.
All right.
yeah.
So then the creature, that orc, what is left of that orc is just hanging across Finnegan now. Finn, you're going to have to find a way to extricate yourself on your next round because you're currently velcroed in away to this target.
Yeah. So while he does that, he's, phrasing inside this dude. He is going to look. He is going to look over to the bee and be like, "I suggest you leave, or you're next."
The bee doesn't respond. It doesn't seem to have an intelligence like that.
Neither does Finn. But
Red Iron, you are up as soon as you're back into the system.
I am back.
obviously.
That is super annoying. My router just decides to take a quick little boop, and then it's back on every so often.
Just take a nap. Why don't we?
I should get for just long enough to shut me down and then restart. I'm back. Red is going to see what they can meddle with inside the machine here.
All right, so you begin accessing whatever you can from this part, as you're being assisted, of course, by Sylvia. Interesting. This station has been outdated, even by your own standards, for the last 15 years.
15 years outdated, so we know it's not up to code then.
It has not had a... It has had no... How is that? That's awful. They haven't even bothered to look at anything on this ship, repairing anything, in over 45 years. It is in such bad repair. That could be a problem since the ceiling is starting to rip away.
That might be partially our fault collectively, not mine on its own.
You hear a from a cannonball smashing into the ship in the distance.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What can we see in here?
Well, there are 3 systems. Life support, power, and the atmospheric generator.
Okay. What about these bees? What is controlling the bees?
They seem to be on an internal circuit, not attached to the main systems.
Okay. Can we get visual anywhere?
There are no cameras aboard this station.
45 years. Well, Sylvia, this was fun. Can you ask Scarborough to kindly stop, please? And then Brett jacks out.
As you come back out, you see lightning kind of off your hand for a second into the ceiling.
That's pretty badass, I guess. And if Red has an action, he's just gonna shoot a bee.
All right, so you do have an action remaining. So you turn around. Which bee are you firing at? The one that Amos is holding, or the one that's stabbed into Amos's chest, or the one that is attacking B, or the other bee that's attacking B up to the north of you in the darkness?
One getting someone stabbing Amos in the chest. That seems like bad news. I'm gonna shoot that one.
All right, that one's the hardest shot because you have to fire between Amos and the turtle friend to hit it.
Well,
Amos and Finn make a pretty imposing wall when next to each other.
We got a wall. We got a whole wall situation here. Fine. I'll shoot the one north of Amos, and also I can't access Red Iron.
You can't.
I have left and quit. Here we go. Got it. Never mind.
Ah, there you are. All right.
Every time my router resets it.
So
it does this. Okay.
You had Third Arm go somewhere.
Did I detach him?
You detached Third Arm, and you sent him to scratch and attack something or blast something last time we were playing. It was
I remember this. I set him down like a mortar and fired him at Meat Mountain.
Yes. So he is right here, right at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'm just gonna scoot. I'm gonna run over, grab Third Arm, and get right next to Finnegan. And we'll do the PDO melee attack instead.
All right. So you move right to here, and then actually you have to step forward slightly because that orc's not there anymore. He's dead. He's just attached. He's attached to Finnegan. His torch just fell though. Give me a second to put it back.
Oh man.
Because there is a light source in this room on the floor now.
It's a war trophy.
There it is. All right, so now you have light again as that torch has fallen upon the floor. So then you just move in and just swing with a close attack.
I'm gonna smack a bee.
All right, the bee is currently at reduced defenses because it's stuck in Amos's chest with a nat 20. Red. Two choices. Do you determine the most critical location to strike on these things, allowing every 19 and 20 to be a critical hit for double damage against all of these robotic bees in the future? Or do you determine a detail about their manufacture that might lead you to where they were actually made?
Oh, yeah. Red's getting that info.
All right, so...
we're getting those beats.
those beats. In your notes section, write down robotic bee manufacturing or manufacturer address. Just write that down.
Robotic bee hot goss. Got it.
There you go. So you now know where the manufacturer of this is potentially located at, where you can go to find it. 13 points of damage coming right at this thing. You bash the abdomen, the little stinger section, blowing off that bottom leg, the tail, or what have you. The stinger breaks off and is now just hanging on Amos's chest as you have broken that part free. It kind of floats backwards now.
It's time to be done with this.
All right, we move back to Eukerba, up in the jail cell area, as Leife has smashed him against the wall, pulled him forward, and attached him to these bars. The creature then kind of looks at you, Leife, and you hear this incredibly loud, continually echoing scream suddenly flare into your mind as it attacks you with powerful mind magics. Give me a resistance roll, in this case it'd be magical, to avoid any impact. Or you can shatter your Ioun Stone to avoid it entirely.
That's mine.
Okay. Leife, your opponent critically failed against you on this. You get to describe, does he either have some sort of effect caused against him by being in contact with this mithril so much, having trapped him against the bar, either stopped his powers, or you get a small glimpse into his mind instead and learn an important detail about this figure.
Give me a little bit of that number 2.
All right. As this mind shout comes at you, the Ioun Stone glows softly for a second, and where the scream would have been ear-piercing, brain-melting power, instead you find in the reverberations the echoes of this individual's mind, and you just kind of skate your way through this little magical torrent until you come back at it and recognize this figure's vision is not in one place, but rather a multitude. Many, many, many of its versions of vision come from Eris, deep within, where you see these small squid-like creatures all moving all over the place there. You see many of them have found their way into seats of power and positions where they are gathering information on many different species as they are preparing for an invasion. If any of you watched The Clockwork Zephyr last season, an alien species was brought from beyond to Eris, and this is them.
Well, good job, that crew.
That was the thing that fell into the mine shaft out
That
of the
was it.
girlfriend.
That was the thing that fell into the mine shaft, yes, and has spread like crazy and is now attempting to do its purpose, being a weapon of the Sill, to take over civilizations.
Excellent
Life
work,
is truly
Admiral.
a treasure.
All right, Leife, you figure that out about it, but you have avoided the attack, and it is now Clarion's turn. Your chest glowing brightly. Your buildup of energy is ready to expel.
Clarion would like to angle herself so that the blast still heads like outwards, but angles in such a way that there's at least like 1.5 foot wide hole on Leife's side of the barrier between them for him to get into it as well.
Okay, give me a brains roll to triangulate the best possible position you can do that with. There is some mithril in the way, so that might impede some of this. 24, excellent. I gotta remember which one's which. There we go. So you're firing it like this here, off in that direction from your corner of the cell.
Good.
So you're glowing brightly, you turn sideways, and a beam of electrified aether energy just fires out of you like a cannon right off your chest plate. It opens up slightly, and there seems to be some sort of weapon in there that maybe you had only just become really aware of. Give me a damage roll, and we'll see if you can blow out some of that wall. Oof, 8. You need to get higher than a 10 to create a hole. So do you want to use an ace to reroll, or you can try again later?
Please.
All right. So use an ace, reroll, and that is 14 damage. Blast goes off. The wall shatters open, and there's this instantaneous moment of decompression as you recognize the pressure dropping greatly, Clarion. Leife, your ears pop suddenly, and you hear this whoosh as air begins being pulled out through a narrow hole, only about 1.5 foot, maybe 2 feet in width, and about 3.5 to 4 feet in height. It is small and begins drawing you towards it very quickly. Clarion, do you just go with the decompression and fly out the wall, or do you hold yourself back?
I think she wants to fly out, but controlled, so she doesn't like go too far, and Leife could like potentially she could stay within. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna try to grab the edge of the building as you head through the hole to hold yourself, or do you have some sort of way of jetting yourself back, changing your propulsion?
I could change my EWT to a dart launcher, but I don't know that that's enough mass to stop my motion. So yeah, I think I'm gonna. No, I have a tie winch in my electronic wrist thingy. So yeah.
Just tie it onto the bars.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your there.
No, that's a good solution.
All right, so as you blow the hole in the wall, you turn with your EWT, and immediately a little tie winch attaches to the bars, and you zip out, and you can now extend and reduce that at will. But breaking it off will be necessary to let go at this point, so you'll end up having to repair your tie winch. So you go outside of the building a little ways, and you wait as a hope to get Leife as he comes out as well. Leife, on your turn, we'll see how this happens to you. Hopefully without a ton of damage, but we'll see.
Happens to me.
It's gonna
That sounds awful. That sounds
happen
bad.
to you. Everybody in the front of the building, you all hear a as the ceiling begins peeling back and away, and suddenly atmosphere starts up and out of it. All of you have your hair and clothes and items start flowing on end, but it's not great enough of a thing at the moment to draw you all towards the ceiling. However, that will be very quickly changing over the course of the next few rounds. Amos, you are up. You've got a bee that had the base of it broken off. You've got another one that you're still holding on to. And you hear bee in the other room getting attacked by bees. So...
Dad.
Lizard Dad.
Dad.
I think we can tie this up, Amos, if you want to go and help B.
Yeah, Amos is just going to barrel through just after B, not even listening to Red Iron, not even listening to anything else.
All right, so go ahead and give me your move as you go running into the dark.
Okay, so... no. Confirmed.
You have deleted yourself.
I tried.
Okay. So you just click on it once and drag while you do that, and then you can make yourself run over. So you are running into pitch blackness. It is quite dim. Give me an aware roll, otherwise you might crash into a bee on your way to B.
I mean, acceptable losses.
Acceptable losses. Oh, nice. So you barrel to the side. You can see, well, in the darkness, you see that shape of another buzzing and fluttering creature nearby. And then you see the form of Beatrix, her eyes slightly glowing in the dark, just kind of standing there in front of you.
How strong would I have to roll to throw that shield into the bee? Literally just taking a page out of Captain America.
To throw the shield into the bee, you could attempt to do it. All you gotta do is roll a strong roll. You would need to, at the distance you're throwing it, you'd only need to get a 12 or higher to use it as a weapon.
I'm going to use that ace I banked from Hey Doyle.
All right, ace.
And I'm going to roll that again.
Here we go.
Thank you, Hey Doyle, for the ace.
Once more.
This time with feeling.
With gusto.
I'm going to use my other ace.
All right. Still got to get that 12 or higher. Oh, that is an 11. You're one shy. Do you have a +1?
I do.
All right. So
I'm going to burn my +1 from... Wait. No. Is it a thallium-based?
It is not. These are robots.
All right. I'm going to burn my +1 from Aldramech. Thank you, Aldramech.
Okay, then, with a 12, you just wind up and throw your shield, which slams into this creature. You now are going to be causing damage to the robot, so give me a shield bash damage roll.
Shield bash damage roll. Rolling.
There's another +1 for Manica to backfill, so you can keep that +1 from Aldramech that you had saved, since these ones are +1 to the next roll made. 7 points damage. You throw the shield. It smashes into this bee, coming right across the back of where its head is. There is a crunch pop. You see a spark of electricity, and the shield continues past, slamming into the floor nearby, where it just... and the bee drops to the ground as you have decapitated it.
Young lady, we need to have a talk about speaking with strangers.
It wasn't my fault.
I don't care.
I mean, it was speaking with strangers. He's absolutely right about that.
And
go ahead.
Can I still have one action left, right?
You moved and you threw your shield. That was both actions. All right, Beatrix, you're up. You got one bee still trying to sting at you. You got a big old Amos dragon dad, lizard dad standing nearby. What do you do?
I'm gonna be cool in front of Lizard Dad and stab the other bee with the sword.
Give the attack, and we'll see if it's able to get away from you. This one gets a 17 to avoid your attack. You only got a 14. You, however, can. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I do guide my hand, but also, is the air pulling the eyebrows up?
Whoosh. I'll say maybe on this attack with the guide in my hand, it'll be fine. There is a Fax Fox Ace to Bees, for we all know he's gonna need it. So guide my hand instead, spend your overload, and you can make the roll again, this time at your bonus plus 5. Plus 1 for every level of Path of Acceptance, so it's plus 6 for you.
That looks much better.
Nice. So that gives you a 20 right there. Whoosh! Blade comes in and strikes. And with Zep's assistance,
Like this. Whoosh.
you roll. Striking across its thingery section. Go ahead and give me your damage. Nice max damage as you slice this bee right in half. Whooshing! And it is destroyed.
Who is that weird turtle? And where's Clarion? And where's Leife? We have to save them, Amos.
Young lady, we are going to have a talk about discussing things with strangers.
I told him I didn't want to discuss things with him. That's
And you
kind
didn't
of
run
what
away.
Started all of this?
And you didn't with guttural Lesrin roar. Which way? Which way did they go?
They disappeared.
This is an RP moment, right?
Currently, yes.
Can I roll aware to see if they are within range with one big Lesrin sound off?
Certainly. Give me an aware roll. You broadcast as far as you can, and you can't tell if they can hear you.
They can't have gone far. We have to find them.
Why am I
And-
even security officer anymore?
Hey, you're saving people. So we move on to the next round, and they are the bees there. The one that Amos had been holding attacks the turtle man. As it comes running forward, bees, you're about to be attacked by a bee. This one no longer has a stinger. It was broken off, but as it rushes forward, you see it just bring in that metal fist of its, trying to punch you in the face. It gets a 19.
I can't draw within my shell. So, and I have... Nope. The only reflexive action I have is crystalline, and I haven't prepared anything.
Yep.
So,
How do bees have fists?
They're not actually bees. I mean, they're just robots. But
I mean, bees have knees, so...
I mean, you
could
can
argue.
see you can see their fists on the drawing I made. So that there. Anyway, so roll your
those
defense
bees don't
then.
have knees,
19
All
coming at you.
19 damage?
No, 19 is the attack.
Oh,
roll.
the attack. Okay, I was like, sweet caramel, baby Jesus. All right. Where's the defense? There it is. Yeah, come on, big money. Oh, you were trying to go to 20. Idiot.
That is a 3, so
All right,
you are
let's
going
use
to get
one
hit.
ace.
You're gonna ace it. All right.
One ace, just one. That one from Fox, because he knew I'd need it. Oh,
That
Lord
is
Jesus!
a negative
Negative
2. So you're about to
I'm just gonna take that hit.
right in the chest. The bee punches you right
Not
in the chest.
the tentacle. Technically, hold on now. Wait. Now bear with me, Ty. If he's trying to hit me in the chest, he has to punch through the dude that is currently slow dancing.
It's still attached to you. Well, it's hitting your torso area. We'll leave it at that. Doesn't
Oh.
necessarily mean it's through the orc you're wearing as armor.
Fine.
It does 7 points of damage to your chest. Drop down to 3 because of your damage resistance.
Yeah, I'll take the 3.
11, 10, 9, 8. You're at 8 out of 21. Then another bee goes. This one, let's see who it thinks is a threat more. It was attacked by Red Iron, so that one might be his target. We're going to say, Red, you are a 0 through 6 on this D8, and Finnegan's going to be a 7 and a 9.
I am no threat to you. I am a friend to the bee kind.
It doesn't seem to think so as it flies forward and attempts to just
Shoot.
punch you right in the face. Woof. The opponent gets a 14 to punch you in the face.
Man, what the? Oh, there we go.
And you get an 11 to defend yourself. You're gonna take a hit. You will be struck. It's going to miss you at this point though, and hit you in the leg instead, in the left leg.
Or add damage.
For 4
Oh, I
damage.
see. Oh, that sucks.
If you take it out, if you use an armor hit, it'll only take 2 damage, but your armor goes down. Or you can take the full 4.
There it is. Man, we're gonna save the armor though.
All right, so you take 4 points damage. Bink, get hit. Dunk. Oh, makes you like your knees weak for a second. Your knees are weak, and Finnegan's super hard. So we're all good in this area. So we move on to Leife.
Are anyone's palms sweaty?
I'm sure they are.
No,
Leife,
not mine.
a
But I
powerful
did have
suction
them.
has you in its grasp as you go launching towards the opening. So,
He sails off.
all right. So, how do you attempt to get through this slightly narrower hole than you're used to?
Man, do I have anything to break it, or just squeeze through? Just squeeze through.
All right. So give me an agile roll as you attempt to try to make it through here. As long as you get higher than a 6, higher than a 14, you won't take damage from this. Ooh, that was almost a 9. 19. Leife just tucks and squeezes in pencil style and just flies right through the hole into the void. At this point, it is now Clarion's turn to try to grab Leife as he's flying like a missile right out of the hole. Clarion, give me an agile roll to grab him. Yes, the shooting stars begins playing in the background. Clarion, here we go. Oh, 7 is not gonna do it.
Almost a 17.
7 is not gonna do it. Bees, you got a D6 plus 1 heal coming your way from Annika, the goddess of power and life in the audience. Well, however we want to say that. Clarion, a 4 is not gonna do it. You need a 12 or higher to grab Leife after your setup. So
Can I just like bodily put myself in his way and like use endurance?
if you
To
are willing
endure
to
the
take
blow?
if you're willing to take damage from him flying out, then I will allow you to use endurance as this roll.
I would say she is.
All right, so Clarion has put herself completely in Leife's way, trying to block that missile-like target from flying out. You also get a D6 healing. As you get another roll, but you miss one more time, Clarion. Oh no!
The dice just don't want me to catch Leife tonight.
So you go out trying to catch him, and suddenly Leife goes, and now he's out in the void. Leife, you will have to roll tough every round to avoid damage, or you're gonna start taking and temporal mechanic gives an ace to Nora to try once more, Clarion.
Okay, dice. You and I both know this is our last chance.
Oh, 9 is not gonna do it. All right, Leife, you are now exposed to the void. If you don't have any way to protect yourself, you could die in just a few rounds. So we'll have to see what happens with that on your next turn.
Can I use an action?
Not right now, but on your turn you can. We can attempt to see what you do. Finnegan, back to you. 2 bees standing there. You got your boy Red Iron right next to you. These things are punching both of you.
What is up, my dude?
No, John, Jesus, meat machine, when'd you get here?
I've literally been here the entire time.
Gotta put a bell on you. All these stupid bees getting on my nerves. Back in my day, you just flew around all bibbly buzzing in people's ears and doing unspeakable things to flowers. Now you come messing with me up here.
Yes,
he
I
is
also
going to-
hate bees. Big bees, especially.
Yeah. Tell me how you really feel. So he is going to I don't. You tell me what I have to roll for this tie,
Okay.
because I am going to just. How close is that bee to the left to Red Iron?
He's right on top of him, just like the other bee is to you.
Okay. Hey, meat machine, drop!
What?
Get the hell down now! And he's gonna pull off. He's gonna like not really pull him off. He's gonna kind of push him away from him, but the tentacle's still in him. Not meat machine, but the guy that was. I have to specify. So, and he's pretty much with his Popeye arms, and he's still like. It's weird because he is just tangled up with this dude, and he's gonna use his other hand to kind of turn this guy into a meat bat. And he is going to swing at both the bees.
All right, so I will have you
Bees and
roll.
bats.
I'll have you roll strong to see if you can swing this around. You are currently buffed up by your potion you drank before. That makes your strong 5.
I got it.
So it's just a d20 roll plus 5, and we'll see if you can swing this. Both the bees will now be rolling their defense. One of them gets a 22.
Is it plus 5 or plus 4?
It's plus 5.
Plus 5.
And the other bee only gets a 9.
All right, strong plus 5. Woo!
Boom! 18. You're gonna hit one of them with this body as it gets launched away.
No. Yes. Because I'm gonna use those. Damn. You said the first one rolled a 22?
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, I'll hit the first one.
All right.
I mean the second one.
You'll hit the second one. The first one avoided you. So it just kind of flies up out of the way as you swing this body around, and it comes smashing over towards this bee. You rolled well enough that Red Iron Meat Machine is out of the way, but you will be causing damage to the other. This is enveloping damage, using a large target as a bludgeoning weapon. There's a wet, meaty slap as you slap the bee with the bees. So go ahead and give me 2d8 damage you're causing to this thing.
Okay. Just for flavor, can I have a shoe fly off and hit Red Iron?
Totally. Pink off of your head, Red Iron. So
Red Iron
just
doesn't even notice.
just
Fairly lucid.
Woo!
13 points of damage. You bash this bee. It kind of gets knocked aside, but is not destroyed yet. And the body just kind of tumbles off into the distance.
All right. Then for my second action, I would like to Cthulhu Turtle Slap the one that's closest to me.
All right, give us a Cthulhu Turtle Slap attack. As you just kind of flail with all of your limbs and blades and fangs and everything the opponent gets. Oh, you got a 1.
let's do that again.
Your opponent got a 14 to avoid. So you gotta get higher than a 14.
That's so goddamn high. And why is my Oh, because it's off agile.
Yep. You are very slow as you're being this.
Let's go. Come on.
Is that
11? You said it rolled a what?
14. So you.
I will tie it.
You're using all those. Well, with a tie, you succeed. This is not a nemesis, so you're gonna hit it.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll for
There
damage.
we go. No more plus ones. All right. Cthulhu meat slap, go!
Boom, boom, boom! 25 points of damage as you just rip in and tear this bee to pieces, destroying another target.
I wrap the tentacle around its body, crushing it, and then with my knife hand, I jab it into the head and separate the two, and like oil's pouring everywhere, and he's like, ah!
Bug oil all in his face.
That's his war cry.
And next, Red Iron, you're up. You got the one bee that took the hit from bees with beads. So what do you do now?
Last bee standing, huh?
It
As
just-
Red Iron makes like weird eye contact with it.
I'll let you have that one.
I have a family.
Not anymore.
You're about to have a found family.
And Red Iron grabs it by the head. Sylvia, this one.
All right. Give me a brains roll as you attempt to overcome this creature's defenses.
Pirate bee.
Pirate
versus its
bee!
roll. Okay.
Amazing. I approve.
Boom.
Red Iron, what does it look like as you take control of this bee?
So Red like grabs it with the metal arm, and like a little Sylvia proboscis shoots straight into its head, and then the bee is just like getting like electrified, but it's like green and blue energy, and then the bee like starts to like shudder and get electrified, shuts down, and then it turns back on, and its eyes are blue.
And
Go on back. Go on back to grandfather. We'll catch up.
thank you for not destroying me. You see it just kind of.
You can thank me later after I dissect you.
I'm gonna kill you.
The bee.
Meat machine may be worthless, but I'm coming for you.
So you tell the bee to go back to the ship. It flies to the door. The door panel recognizes it, and it just starts to slides open. And as the door slides open, you realize there's no more atmosphere outside, and you begin being sucked out the door. And as that happens, we fade to black as tonight's episode is at our break for the moment. We will return with you in about 10 minutes. So, have a nice little snack, a drink, whatever. Come back, see what happens. We're going to have multiple pirates drifting through the voids of space, hopefully being caught in some way. Did anybody else have a TPK emote out there somewhere? Maybe we could throw.
We might
Oh.
need one of our own.
We'll see you soon.
More like a BPK.
All right, everybody. And welcome back, everyone, to Sparrows. Hope you had yourself a nice little beverage. Hope you had a nice little snack and are ready to strap in, because none of these fellows and ladies and individuals are currently strapped into anything and are flying into space. That's where we're at. That's what's happening right now, in this moment, as we continue the rounds. Yukurba off in the distance sees everybody going through the wall out into the void and curses the damage to the station, the sounds nearby. He turns and runs from the room, heading down a hallway, probably trying to find a way to deal with the aftermath of everything that's occurring on his station. As we move to Clarion, you are floating in the void now, and you see that Leife has traveled distance 7 from you, right through the void into space. I'm going to go ahead and change something real quick. All right, there we go. Clarion, you're outside now, and so is Leife. And we'll just say you're outside the map. So he has moved from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this direction. If you're able to see yourself out there now.
Yes, I am.
So, what are you doing?
Well, she tries to see if she can reconnect with Sheldon.
All right, Sheldon was on the. You left Sheldon behind, right? On the.
Yeah, but then he went into emergency, can't contact
Right.
Clarion mode and was following Amos.
Right. Give me a brains roll to see if you can attach to Sheldon. With a 17, yep. You are able to connect back to Sheldon at this point. What do you do with that?
I'm trying to get a visual on everybody's situation to see if they are even capable of rendering help, and if not, I am radioing the ship our current position.
All right, so you find yourself reconnecting to Sheldon. Sheldon basically just says,
Well, Clarion.
There you are. Where have you been?
Inside a mithril cage, Sheldon. Where are you? What is happening?
he shows you that Amos is right in front of him, still following around. B is nearby, but everything is being drawn towards the entranceway as you see like tables and chairs and stuff floating through the air and spinning backwards.
I see. Please come towards my position, Sheldon. I may need your help.
There is a series of walls in the way. I am not certain I can reach you without going upwards into the void. Is that acceptable?
Yes, through the void is acceptable.
I am on my way.
So Sheldon just behind Amos flies through the hole in the roof and starts moving over towards Clarion. It's going to take him around to get to you.
Okay. And in the meantime, I'm just looking through my inventory and yeah. Trying to think how I could get towards him. So I have a med kit.
Mm-hmm.
Given that we go into space, would the med kit contain, by any chance, an emergency oxygen breather canister?
Is that a regular med kit or an advanced or an Aether meds?
It's a regular.
I don't believe that it's going to, but you know what? I do believe in chances. So go ahead and give me a d20 roll. If you get a 20, yes. Oh, that was so close.
well.
No, there's no oxygen inside of that.
Okay, then she is going to just attempt to... I think she's going to turn her PDO to the ice setting and point it away from Leife. So she's going to spin around, point it away, and try to use its propulsion of whatever small elemental magic summoning, whatever it's got going, to shove herself towards him.
All right, so give me an aware roll. No, give me a brains roll, and you'll try to triangulate your angle and head towards him with a 22. Clarion, you very quickly begin zipping back towards him until you're next to Leife, moving slightly faster. Clarion sidles right up alongside you. You can't talk in space. So that has moved you into that position, and you've called out to Sheldon. That would be your action for now.
All right.
Amos, from where you're at, Sheldon behind you just flies up and out of the room. You've got B there with you, but suddenly, as atmosphere gets zipped out, you feel a huge amount of pressure pulling you towards the front door, which is wide open. What do? You see B is being lifted off her feet a little bit.
Can I see the ship?
Give me an aware roll. You cannot see the ship.
Can I use my wisdom?
You think it would be wise to be able to see where the ship is? Is that what you're saying?
I think it would be wise to send Sheldon in from a... If Sheldon is here to render medical aid, then Sheldon is probably taking the quickest. How do I say it? The quickest path, which probably means that if Amos were to just turn and stand in the direction Sheldon was coming from, they would probably see the ship.
Sheldon's flying through the ceiling.
Sheldon did fly through the ceiling, yes. From the ship.
You look back to where Sheldon might have come from, but you can't see the ship necessarily, but I will still you can use wisdom. So go ahead and re-roll. Let's see if you catch anything that would help.
Aware, right?
Yes, roll aware one more time. 16. From the position that you're in, you do know that there is damage outside. You heard an explosion earlier as Scarborough fired on the station again. Thinking about the triangulation of that shot and where it might have come from based on your ship, you think that it is about that way. So, you think that it's out here somewhere if you look at the big arrow I placed on the map. The quickest way to get there might be to go through the roof with Sheldon.
Yep. I'm gonna stuff B under the plates.
In your coat?
And then I'm going to leap out into the void with B towards the ship.
Okay, give me a strong roll as you grab a hold of B and attempt to shove her underneath your armor plates.
B won't resist.
8. You're not going to be able to do that in one round. I'll give you a chance to roll again, but it'll take a little while.
My main goal is getting the crew to safety.
All right, so give me another strong roll, and we'll see if you accomplish it in the second action or the later than that, maybe. Okay, so you take a moment and you start tucking B. B, you start complaining because it hurts. He's trying to shove you into some difficult places, and you have to like stop for a second. And then you have to remember, you open up your jacket a little bit, you undo a button, you put her underneath of it, you strap her in so she's got like her head sticking out next to your head. And then you jump. As of your next round, you get your chance to jump. B, you are now inside of Amos's coat. Your face is real close to his scaly lizard face. What are you doing?
I mean, it's warm at least.
True. There you go.
Yes.
There's B in
it.
Amos's coat.
Accurate. I love it. So having an idea of what Amos is probably going for, B is going to create air bubbles around their heads.
Give me a magical
roll. Or in
roll.
this case, a single air bubble since, we're that close.
Give me a magical roll as you attempt to create air that will capture and stay around the head. 7.
That's not good. Let's try this again.
The worse your roll, the more likely this bubble is going to fail on you. So that is a 12. Not as bad.
Okay.
It's not going to hold up to a lot of impact, but it's there for the moment.
I'll take it.
Suddenly there's this feeling of like, air. Like if you're flying on an airplane, they've got those little vents that just blow air straight into your face. You're just like, you've got that happening to you right now.
And B will just pratter on about everything that happened and all of the lies that she was told in this building and why it is not her fault that Clarion got taken.
Of course.
Cinches the armor down tighter. Also, I got a heal from Annika.
You did. So as you are standing there preparing to leap, a bee comes out of the side room and flies over and goes to sting you. It's right on the chest, so technically it's going to hit Beatrix if you don't defend appropriately, Amos.
Chomp!
The opponent gets a 17 to strike you.
Chomp!
Chomp. You're gonna
Chomp!
try to bite it, as a defense, give me a strong roll as you attempt to try to grab it with your teeth, moving it aside. No, it's too unwieldy. B, you're gonna get stung.
No.
Right in the chest. B is stung a second time. It only does 3 damage to you. It can take half damage would only be 2, so it's not really a big difference. The thing is, B, you were stung once before, and this is the second time. At this point, you now need to roll tough for me.
Oh, that's not good. That's very not good.
You effectively are now considered poison 2, meaning you will be taking a d8 damage a turn until you start resisting the effect of this. So, a point of some damage comes out. You only take 2 this round, so go ahead and take 2 damage off. At every round, you'll be taking damage until you resist this poison.
I don't feel so good, Amos.
As B gets stuck a couple times, you see her eyes starting to get all yellow. Leife, you go flying another 7 distance, 8 distance? Yeah, there you go. At the same time, Clarion travels 9 distance, is starting to move past you a little bit as you're flying together. Leife, roll tough for me. Your tough rating currently is 12 to avoid any damage. It will go up by 2 per round until you die or find a way out of space.
Until you die. Sorry. Oh, man.
18! Alright, so with that roll, you were able to hold your breath effectively. You're feeling your skin begins burning, your eyes begin drying up, and it feels tingly, and there's this pain sensation, and it's like you've been underwater for such a great deal of time. Your lungs are starting to burn just a little bit. If you open your mouth even the tiniest bit, your tongue dries out instantly. So what do you do with your action now that you're there in this predicament?
Oh, woof, woof, woof. Does full defense help with this?
I mean, you can't defend against an attacker that's hitting every part of your body at once.
Oh. He just looks to Clarion with like this dying look in his eyes.
With a dying
I'm
look.
not saying it was the best escape plan, but it was an escape plan.
I mean, it was.
It's doing something at least.
And Clarion just looks
you're not in a
concerned.
cell.
Sparrow's got to fly free.
You're flying very free right now, Leife. Anything that could help keep your heart rate down, everything that could help you hold your breath longer might be beneficial at this moment.
Oh, right. I believe that's fire mind method.
Yeah. You can go into a bit of a transcendental trance. You put on your earbuds or your headphones at the same time and just...
Yeah, at this point in time, he puts the earbuds on, or headphones on, and essentially just like to defend his ears from this, but it's not going to help much. As the music starts playing, the two of them are just like drifting off into space. Leife's eyes close, and you can see his forehead tattoo start glowing once more.
All right.
Oh yeah, and it changed. I forgot to say something about that. It just changed.
All right.
What song is playing?
What song is playing as you're flying off into the void?
Man, it always comes first whenever I say this. It's Shooting Stars, but I think right now the tape in his player is by Dolores, the undead.
Yup. All right, Finnegan. The door opens. Suddenly, an intense pressure tries to pull you out, and at that moment, you feel the effects of your potion begin to wear off. The tentacle falls onto the floor and flops about lifelessly. The dagger, of course, still stays with your hand in pocket, but your arms shrink down in size, and your teeth just kind of very rapidly decay in your face before falling out as dust.
Oh, that sucked. Oh,
You find
what
that
the hell's going on?
your feet begin lifting off of the floor as you're being sucked into space.
Sweet caramel baby Jesus. What can I do? Mm. Oh, that's what I. Um. Oh, I'm stupid because I didn't. Well, actually, that didn't matter because the bees couldn't take poison, so I forgot I did some poisons. But I will use. Ain't got nothing for none of this.
What you doing, Finnegan?
Struggling. I will grab. Oh Jesus! Let me see the new. Oh, that's not gonna help me.
Beep,
That's not gonna help me.
Hop on the struggle bus.
That's not, yeah, that's not gonna help me. I guess the only thing I can really do right now is meat machine, what's going on?
We're about to go for a little ride.
No, I don't want to ride.
Grab on.
What? All right, he's gonna reach out and just grab onto Red Iron.
All right, Finn, give me an agile roll as you attempt to grab Meat Machine.
Oh, agile! Thank God, 'cause that's one of my best at.
I mean, you could take a potion to increase your agile. That's gonna be a -1. Finnegan's gonna shoot out like a turtley rocket into space.
The entire top is just blown out.
The top is blown out, and the front door, the whole section that leads outside that doesn't have any atmospheric protection because everything was knocked out, is open. The bee opened the door, and all of you would just go flying.
Oh shit! So that chandelier isn't there.
That is not there. Well, not at the moment. It has been torn from its hinges and is flying out the door.
Okay.
So are all the desks, equipment, and things like that. They're just whatever's not bolted down is coming with you.
Can I use my other action to try again?
I will say yes. So you start grappling quickly, but
yeah. So I will. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna do for my second action.
All right, and a -2.
Sweet.
Finnegan
so
just goes.
so this time I managed to grab him, but I'm going so frantically that I end up just hitting him and just flying off.
And Finnegan begins spinning through space, flipping end over end, a turtle in the endless void. And now we've got 2 problematic situations. Red Iron, you begin flying out the door as well.
Red, kind of is so Finnegan headed up or through the door?
He's headed out the door. That was the more
out the door
pressing pressure.
Red aligns themselves towards the door in sort of a bullet formation and just embraces the suck.
You go flying out the hole side by side with Finnegan at that point,
and then extends the third arm out and tries to grab Finn.
All right, give me a brains roll as you attempt to find the right position to grab him. Red Iron. The arm goes out and just attaches onto Finnegan's shell, holding him in place. Now both of you begin spinning end over end in space because he was spinning and conservation of momentum.
And then with the momentum, Red reaches out with their mind to the bee friend and says, "I have a mission for you."
What is your mission?
Come get us.
I am on my way.
The little bee thing starts flying towards you. Let's see. How does it roll? Very bad. It's not getting there very quickly.
I give the bee an ace.
All right, use your ace. The bee this time does almost as badly and is still slow.
Frickin' bee. Never trust a bee.
So the bee is chasing after you. You're gonna have to figure some way to slow down on your next round, or you're gonna start taking problematic situations on as well. As we move to Clarion in the void, you're starting to move away from Leife, moving so quickly with that blast. He's a little bit behind you. From your position, give me an aware roll.
Okay.
That's not a good aware roll. Your circuits are kind of overloading with the amount of information around you as you're looking into the vastness of the void. You can see like the suns in the distance, huge from where you're at. You see, other little objects that you're identifying as possible asteroids, meteorites, pieces of metal, drifting detritus, whatever. But you don't see your own ship yet. But there you are next to Leife. What do you do?
Grab him.
All right, give me an agile roll as you attempt to reach out and get a hold of him. You only need a 10 or higher to reach him at this distance, although that will increase here shortly. 15! Suddenly, Clarion's arms wrap around Leife's shoulders, pulling him in. Now the two of you are drifting together, similar to Turtle and Meat Machine, and Beatrix and Amos.
So many names.
Yes. So you grab him, pull him in, and then what do you do with your second action?
Does everybody have a buddy?
Everybody has a buddy.
I'll gotta use the buddy system. I ask Sheldon to relay what he can. Okay, so I want Sheldon to try and, based on where my signal is and how we're moving, to figure out where we are in relationship to the ship, and then just convey the information both ways so that I can point us the right direction.
I'm capable of seeing her.
The broadcast seems to be warped in the void.
Over.
That's...
Got 1830615 decimal coordinate.
He starts sending you a stream of coordinate information, which you decipher as his current location and where the ship is at. Give me a brains roll to decode that while flipping through the void.
Okay.
I can spin, I can't flip, Ty.
14. So you turn your head, trying to keep it wherever you're looking, because you are moving very quickly, and you're able to pinpoint where Sheldon is. You can see him down here on the map. And then as you kind of turn and twist, you can see the ship is like on a course where it's going to be swooping back, not too far from you, as a matter of fact, as it's coming in for another attack on the outpost.
Then I would like to radio the ship and say, prepare for incoming passengers, and try to angle us so that we will rendezvous with the ship.
Incoming passengers? What do you mean by that?
Leife and I are in the void. Leife and I are in the void. We will hopefully be rendezvousing with you shortly.
Of course you're in the void. All right. Where are you? What part of the station? Front, back, sides? Where are you at?
I describe where the prison was as best I can.
All right. I think. Hey, Scarborough, you see him out there? Do you see Leife and Clarion off in the? They say they're just free floating in the void. He thinks he sees you.
Excellent.
All right, we'll get there as quickly as we can. Where's everybody else?
I am unsure. I was teleported to a prison cell.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for them as well. Maybe we can get in contact. Red Iron, come in.
You can't speak in the void at the moment.
Oh, yeah,
You open your mouth, and all the just your breath comes
got
out.
The telepathy, baby.
You do. You can speak through Sylvia. Oh, never mind. You are Lesrin. Forgetting my own game mechanics. He's too far away for you to reach with your mind, though.
Fine.
All right, they're Lesrin. They can't talk over the radio.
I feel like Cutlass does that a lot.
Probably.
Where are you? Why haven't you
Beatrix!
responded to the call?
Beatrix, are you out there? Where's everybody?
I don't feel so good, Captain.
What?
Uh,
I mean, did you have too many sausages or something? Where's all the rest of the crew?
Clarion and Leife disappeared, and I'm in Amos's coat right now, and there was a weird turtle dude, and I don't know about Red Iron.
Just stay put till we can get to you.
And they keep flying. Amos, it's your turn. Staying put is not an option, as you're either preparing to fight this bee in front of you or to jump through the hole in the ceiling.
Yeah. Kill the bee, grab the stinger, get back home, hopefully.
All right, so how are you attempting to kill this bee? Your shield is on the floor next to you, and Beatrix is in your coat, making it awkward to move around.
Grab shield with tail, hit bee with shield.
So you just tail slap it. Roll strong. Your opponent gets 14 to defend. Oh, you got an 8. You go to tail slap, but your tail isn't quite up to the challenge as the grip slips and the shield just slides across the floor a little ways away from you.
Why not? One more.
Try to do it again. Not 20 that time. All right, that shield comes in. I'm going to say that just decimates this bee. What does that look like, Amos?
Just swatting a fly.
Oof. Tail comes swinging by. That huge shield comes up and over and just pieces of machinery go flying everywhere. Fragments have destroyed it. Now, Amos, do you want that pressure to have launched you up into the air as well, heading towards the exit, since you got a nat 20? Or, when you crushed the bee, did you find its propulsion unit in the wreckage?
Let's just go full Titanfall here. Let's give Amos thigh jets.
All right, so as you crush this thing, you see the little jet section on the center of it fly up and just... You, like, smack it into your chest, you catch it. There you go. And as you hold on to that thing, you see it just, like, jetting. You point it down, and you begin moving towards the hole in the roof. All right, Beatrix, the two of you jettison out of that hole in the roof and are now up in the space. You need to see the ship. Roll aware to find it. You also are going to be taking a d8 damage and rolling tough to see if you can get rid of this poison yet. Take 2 more damage. Aware. With a 9, you are unable to see where the ship is at the moment.
Are my eyebrows still a distraction?
No, they have faded away. So
Okay,
the eyebrows
so
have
that's an
fallen off.
11.
With an 11, that is just high enough to see the Archimedes off to your left, so it's like down and to your left, moving over towards the shiny object that is Clarion, flipping end over end, holding on to Leife in the void.
I'll kind of motion with my head under Amos's chin to point out the direction we need to go.
All right, so you point that out. Amos, you can use that little jet to drive you in that way. Here goes a tough roll. That is not high enough to avoid this damage. You can guide my hand if you want Zep to try to help you magically get this poison out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that.
You seem to be quite injured, child. Are you all right?
No, Zep, I don't feel so good.
Here, let me attempt to help you.
You see his like hand come down across your chest. Go ahead and re-roll with a +6. Oh,
The barb is still within you. You must remove it or it will not go away.
So basically, Zep just failed.
I mean, fair.
Unfortunately, Beatrix is still envenomed, is still poisoned. If only you had some antitoxins, Sandy. All right, Leife, You are flipping end over end. Roll tough for me. You will have your roll target reduced with the fire mine method that you just did. So you only need to get a 10 or higher to continue being okay at the moment.
All right. Tough boy action.
Nat 20! Leife, you have a choice at this point to realize that you're capable of holding your breath for a number of 10 times your tough ranking without a problem from here on out in the future, or you figure out something that will actually help propulse you towards your ship in this moment.
I think number one's more profitable.
Okay.
Space 3 times now.
That is technically a battle scarred skill. So you have the ability to hold your breath to 10 times your tough rating at this point in minutes. So you can write that down on your notes somewhere or under abilities. Super holding breathiness. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yes.
It's called Iron Lung for battle scarred out there if they want to. Anyway. So, Leife, you find that this is, as you have focused, as you have drawn within, as you almost hear, you hear the music and you feel the air around you, this reminds you of times when you were training on Myocenes at the bottom of the lakes, the ones that weren't filled with horrible insectoid monsters. That same sensation comes over you, and you remember you went for a record one time of 20 minutes, and now you think you might be able to do longer than that based on your training, bringing down your metabolic rate, all that kind of thing. So we move on from there to Finnegan. Finnegan, you are spending end over end, but you now have a friend that is attached. You've got a friend in Meat Machine.
You've got a friend in them.
And the two of you are like attached via his little third arm and flipping end over end through the void. You now need to make a tough roll to avoid any kind of damage based on space. Target's 12 or higher to avoid damage. You got? Yep, 19. You're good for the moment, holding your breath.
Why do I still have a -1?
Because you actually have a wound.
Oh, that's right, the wound.
Yep.
You're right. Okay.
So, as you flip end over end, you see Meat Machine is called out to the little bee nearby, which you see it just buzzing after you, but the two of you seem to be moving away from it faster than it's coming towards you. What are you doing?
I am going to use both of my actions to I'm gonna make a mush up polypaste.
Okay, what are you attempting to use it to do?
The brew kicks the user, flinging them 6 distance away.
There you go. Annika sends out a heal, hoping to fix Bee's wound, but it is a d6 plus 1 health. If you get back to max health, I'll say it gets rid of the wound, but I don't think you're there.
No, that's fur.
4.
That's fur. Thanks, Annika.
Thank you for the heal.
Hey, I'm still a beefy boy. That's all that matters.
So Finnegan, you are going to drink this polypaste. Well, let's see what your side effect is.
Yeah.
So you brew this
May
thing.
I have the table,
and
please? Oh, you gonna roll it? Cool.
I got it.
Yeah.
You slug this back. You drink it down. And what direction do you kick yourself in?
I see the bee thing heading towards us, so I'm just gonna like drink it and then face away from the bee, like my back is towards it, and then just.
And suddenly, you and Meat Machine start traveling backwards or slowing down significantly, and not stopping. You're still moving in that direction, but it has slowed you down enough the bee will be able to catch up next round. However, as you belch really loudly, Red Iron, as you're standing there next to Finnegan, you notice a bunch of little black objects start to appear all over Finnegan's skin and shell and all over his head, everywhere, as seeds begin sprouting all over the user's skin. as they are sitting there, you see some of them like float off of his skin into the void, and some of them start moving towards you as almost like this weird dandruff.
My only comfort is this cannot possibly be an invasive species because we are in the void of space. All right.
So that
yeah,
was
yeah.
Finnegan's turn. He slowed everybody down, slowed the two of you down, so that it will be easier to get towards the bee. And now it is your turn, Red Iron.
All right, time to finish the job. B,
Yes,
we need a ride to the ship.
on my way.
And just boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna roll agile. If this gets higher than a 10, it will arrive at the two of you now. It got a 9. So it'll take one
Can I
more
give
round
the
to...
bee a +1?
Sure, since it's currently your ally. If you have your +1.
All right, here's what we do. Red grabs onto Finn's shell,
Mhm.
points the third arm backwards, and then activates it like a thruster.
Okay. That should be enough to get you back to the bee relatively easily, but you now need to roll tough as well to resist the effects of the void.
Oh, Red's real tough. Red's real tough.
22.
tough.
Yes, he is. You've held your breath long periods of time before. I mean, you work in your own lab, so...
Wow, rude.
So a little blast goes off, and you find yourself floating over towards the bee thing, which just grabs a hold of you with those two hands of its, and then it proceeds to start looking at you.
I have you. Now what do I do?
I said the ship. We have to go back to the ship.
The ship. I know of a ship.
It starts piloting you back towards the outpost.
Nope, wrong one. No. Sylvia, upload coordinates, please.
Uploading coordinates now.
That one.
Oh, that ship. All right.
And you see
That's
him
your
turn.
home now. Your old home where your family is, it's about to be gone forever.
The hive is being destroyed.
Yes, it's not our fault though. We're saving you. You're the last survivor, the chosen one.
I am the new queen.
Sure, whatever floats your honey.
Excellent. Now all I need to do is find out how to make more of me.
Actually, we can talk about that, but first we have to survive the dangerous void of space.
It's not that dangerous unless you're organic.
I'm organic. Let's get to the ship, please.
The bee begins piloting you back towards the Archimedes, but at that moment, Red, this thing had a serious amount of damage done to it before you took over it. You have a choice. Does this thing explode, propelling you towards the Archimedes, but being lost in the process? Or do its engines go offline, short-circuiting, and it cannot propel you any further, but it's still retrievable?
Oh, I'm keeping this bee. I'm invested. We're shutting down in the void of space.
So you start traveling forward just a little bit, and then you hear,
Uh-oh.
and it just, and now you're all floating together as it's holding onto you.
Well, I suppose we'll be there in the next 4 to 6 hours. You did your best.
Oh gosh. Clarion, we're back to you at this point. Sheldon, just over to you.
Excellent. I would like to grab onto Sheldon. Well, I mean, he has a dog. And use him to propel us. Is
All right.
his engine strong enough?
Give me a brains roll to see if you can get Sheldon to move you in the right direction and how strongly. Temporal mechanics says we can't let them die. That would really sting. 22. Excellent. With that, you modify a couple of things on Sheldon real quick while holding onto Leife with one hand, and you turn all of their basically energetic propulsion in one direction. Grab onto the little body of this thing and just begin traveling towards the Archimedes. You will arrive in 2 rounds. So you just need to survive that long. You, of course, don't really have anything to worry about from the void. Your systems seem to be lowering in temperature very rapidly, but other than that, not really a big deal. Leife, on the other hand, has the ability to hold his breath for a great deal of time, but that doesn't mean he won't take some form of damage from exposure to the void. Amos.
I think hold in there, Leife.
Amos, to you, you and B have just out into the void. You're up in the skies at this point. You've got the propulsion rocket in one hand, and B has told you where the ship is.
Just straight shot to the ship.
You turn and point it towards the ship. Give me a brains roll to see if you can triangulate how to fly to that ship as quickly and easily as possible. 19! Nice! Amos, you know your trajectories. You line this thing up right with where you see the Archimedes is going to be, and you begin flying in that direction. You will also arrive in 2 rounds. You do need to make a tough roll, however, as your body is exposed to a great deal of the void. However, B will not have to, being in your jacket up against your chest and with a head inside of a bubble of air. You have protected B from having to make those rolls.
Excellent. What about that heal Annika gave?
That is a D6 plus 1 heal. Go ahead and roll a D6. Add that to your health. There we are. And it is 6 health back. That puts you at 16 out of 28. You're doing a lot better now. But here goes the tough roll. Critical failure on the tough roll. Oh, no. Amos, the thing that would affect you is that there are, unfortunately, some open wounds and some old battle scars, some damaged scales nearby that would cause this void to kind of rip you open a little bit, causing some wounds. Oh, there's an ace for Amos from Temporal Mechanic! And more heals, Annika has provided another D6 plus 1 health to you, Amos. Keep you on your toes. So, 6, that's 7 more health. That puts you up to 20... Yeah. 23. It's hard thinking sometimes for me. And there's the other tough roll, the 17, and you are no longer in so much serious danger, Amos, as you don't have a new a-hole opened in your body anywhere. So
Freezing.
You struggle against the pain just a little bit, aim this rocket, begin launching yourself forward. B, roll tough to see if you resist this poison. You do not. Nope. Taking another D8 damage. That is 4 more health coming out of you, putting you at 2 health remaining.
Zap, I don't know if I can make it, Zap. Help.
You just can't die on me right now.
Guide my hand triggers automatically if you have any overload left, so you can remake that roll. $20! This time Zep reaches in. You see him just drawing something out of your body.
Just not.
As he draws the toxin out physically, you feel it just kind of sting, so you will still have taken the damage, but you are no longer poisoned. So, you feel slightly better, but obviously your sensations, your nerve endings are all aflame, and you can see that Amos is struggling with the environs just a little bit. But looking down, you see Leife, like, blue in the face, eyes closed, rune glowing, holding music to his head and just kind of listening to it while Clarion is, like, grabbing onto Sheldon and flying away. And you look over to the side, you see Finnegan and Red Iron, like, tethered together, flipping end over end near the front of the station with a bee attached to their back, not doing a heck of a lot. Yeah, bee gets a heal also. All right. Leife, you're up. Give me a tough roll to avoid any damage to your extremities. You have one more round of this to do. This time, you're going to take void damage. 12 points of damage coming to you, Leife.
That's a lot of damage.
You can take wounds, or you can just take it out of your hit points. Yep, that just dropped you down to 6. Finnegan, you are up. You currently are still in trouble. You and Red still need to find a way to move yourselves towards the ship or survive long enough they can get to you. With your propulsion now down, the bee is just attached to you. You're slowly flying in the right direction, but that's it. Another heal comes out to Leife. D6 plus 1.
Okay.
Anik out there playing healing roll to everybody.
As we all make awful decisions.
That's only 2, Leife.
Our personal cleric.
I should just put down, like, cure light wounds, cure greater wounds, like that inside of the chat. Temporal Mechanic has redeemed. The players find something useful. Finnegan and Red, there is a canister of air flipping through the air nearby, through the void nearby. If you can get a hold of that, it'll make your resistance rolls easier.
I will attempt to growl. Damn it, no. That's gonna suck.
I've got a plan, Finnegan. Just keep me alive.
Finnegan, I mean, you could use an action to pace yourself.
He smiles and nods. He smiles and nods. And he will make another he's gonna make another mush up poly paste.
Okay.
And before using it though, he's gonna, I guess, hold that action until after Cause how far away is the canister?
It's about 10 feet away.
And it's on the way back to the ship, or?
It's moving a little bit in front of you. So, like, if you're going to head back to the Archimedes, it'll be in your path, but it will need to be caught.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what I want to do is I want to just rinse and repeat from last time. Pretty much launch us towards it.
Okay.
And then let Red Iron catch it.
Okay, so you drink another poly paste. This stuff slugs down. You turn back and go to belch. And you get a side effect, of course. So...
Oh god. Oh god.
That laugh is terrifying.
Finnegan, as you're inside of your shell and you've turned and you've belched, you bend, and then your lower back starts to feel like it's gone out. As your shell becomes uncomfortably tight, a large, uncomfortable lump appears on the user's lower back, making sitting, laying down impossible. You cannot sleep for the next episode. You also have +1 distraction for every day you're unable to get rest. And if you want to remove the lump, you'll have to get rid of your shell to do so.
Oh, get ready to be horrified, people.
So suddenly Finnegan hunches over. It's like your sciatica's acting up again.
Yeah. He's like, goddamn back! He's thinking that. But yeah, so they're propelled towards it, and that'll be the end of his turn.
All right, so you're flying towards the ship a little bit faster again, and this time it is Red Iron's turn. It's funny how all of you are kind of like really close to each other in initiative as well. So Red Iron, from where you're at, suddenly a burst of energy comes out again. The little bee is still offline, and you see this canister of air flipping through the void. It happens to have one of those little mouthpieces for it too, almost like it's, you know, for someone who's sleeping at night or something that needs a little bit of air.
Can I grab and drink and activate my buddy?
Yes. So grab would be one action, and then activating would be the other one. So you are going to reach for it. Give me an agile roll as you attempt to grab this thing.
Red is famously agile.
This is the worst team for agile rolls. That is a 5. You are going
perception
to miss with that roll.
Yeah, your -2 is a lot better than my -4.
All right. Well, I guess we're just gonna miss that canister because Red's gonna do his plan.
All right,
Red
so
looks
you
back at the third arm.
reach for it,
Yes.
you miss, you grab the third arm, you activate it, and what happens?
Points it backwards. This is gonna suck. And then uses the elemental blast basically as hard as he can do it to turn it into a freaking jet engine.
right.
Ideally, swinging by and grabbing any nearby allies, and then
Trying
heading
to-
towards the ship.
All right, if you do 2 applications of chaos, you can potentially grab allies at the same time. 1 application will be enough to get you to the ship appropriately as just the 2 of you if you're successful. If you are unsuccessful at either one of these things, you may be launching yourself into the void faster than maybe even the ship can follow.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on, let's do.
All right, here he goes.
We're going hard.
Let's
It's
do
been
it.
nice knowing everyone.
Do it.
Should I do brains or
Hope you
magic?
got some aces saved
This
up.
is brains roll because you're trying to
Okay.
calculate where you're putting this. But are you doing 1 or hold on before you roll? Dang it! Well, you got a 24.
I did say. I said 2. I said
2.
2.
Okay, you did say 2.
I did say 2.
There is a massive blast of energy burning off of Red Iron as he launches forward with everybody going so quickly that you recognize that everything's coming up very fast. You are moving in a direction where you can grab Amos and Beatrix, but you can't quite get to Leife and Red Iron, or Leife and Clarion. I looked at the person and said the name. Anyway, you can't get to Clarion, but you can get to Amos and B and help pull them in towards the ship.
Yep. By this point, Red is barely conscious, and so like Lezerin screams at them, "Look up!"
You see, as you turn, Amos, you can see Red Iron just with this like huge shield, like a comet, radiating fire of a turtle shell in front of him, launching in your direction.
Yeah, I know I have no reflexive actions, but if I had the option, I'd probably just keep using the rocket and just... Amos has been holding their breath, side effect of being Salvador. So it's just conservation of energy, conservation of movement, conservation of oxygen. Amos is just going to attach to the group, get to the ship.
Okay. Amos, give me a agile roll as you attempt to grab on and hold on to the turtle rocket that's heading towards the ship. That's gonna be a miss. Now
Can I give him an ace?
you are attached to him. I'd be willing to allow that because you are there working together. So you can use your ace on Amos this one time. Amos, roll once more. Nice! 12. You barely are able to grab a hold of that shell as you all go rocketing together towards the Archimedes. Next round.
Wrist grab? Did we do the wrist grab?
You did the wrist grab!
Yes! The wrist grab!
I was just... Sure.
Sure. And Clarion, we're back over to you. This is the round. The Archimedes coming back in towards you. You're launching towards it with your little vessel there. Give me a brains roll. If you get higher than an 18, you will arrive there this round. If not, you'll arrive next round. 18! You hit it on the nail, hammer on the nail, and you just kind of turn and aim it as well as you can, and you find yourself just zipping into the atmosphere and crashing onto the deck as you and Leife just in a heap of metal as you end up in the gravity well of your engines at this point in time. Now, we see the ship moving and a comet filled with hundreds of pounds of people launching towards the ship very, very rapidly. Scarborough looks up. Oh shit, that's gonna cause a mark on the deck. And Carrot goes, ooh, look at that! A shooting star!
Move the catapult to catch them.
Catch him with a catapult. Brilliant idea. That's why you're the smartest one on the ship. Scarborough runs over and starts pushing on the catapult. Carrot, get over here and help me, you numbnuts. Carrot goes, all right, I'll help, but you don't need to be rude. And moves over, and the two of them begin pushing together. I will roll to see if they can get it in position. No, they cannot. So, right at that moment, everybody, there was a +1 on that roll, but it's still not good enough. B, Finnegan, Amos, and Red come crashing into the ship like exactly what it is, a turtle-powered rocket with a huge amount of weight behind it. You all need to roll to resist some damage that's about to occur. Since this is going
Amos.
shell first, go ahead, Amos.
Amos is just gonna take the damage.
You're just
They're
gonna
maneuver them. Yeah, it's gonna be. There's just gonna be a big blue smear on the deck and 3 crew members. If Amos can
Amos
help it.
is going to attempt to self-sacrifice to protect all of you by twisting around, holding B out at arm's length, trying to pull everybody into a big bear hug, and slam back first into the deck. That means you will be taking all the combined damage that everybody would have had, Amos. So here it goes. Let's see, distance, that would be 2d6 a person. So we're looking at 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8d6 damage coming to Amos. Boom! Amos, 30 damage is coming to you. You did get another heal from Annika real quick. So let's see what you got first. So you did get 3 health back. That puts you at 26. You can remove 5 points of damage for every wound you take.
Can I also kick Aura of Defense in?
Sure. Yeah. You did happen to have the time. So Aura of Defense coming on gives him...
I'll take 4 wounds.
Okay.
And I, before the damage, before he takes the impact, and I ever so gingerly fart.
Roll tough
doing
for me.
nothing to help anyone.
Roll tough for me, Finnegan.
Thank you, Bees.
It's gonna be a 19 for.
You slam into the deck. So you take 4 wounds. 1, 2. Go ahead and put the wounds on whatever body parts you want to put those on, Amos. That is 20 damage coming off of there, meaning you only take 10, putting you at 13. But then you got 2 heals from Annika as well, providing you with another 9 health back. You're at 22. All right. Sorry. So,
I got a tie.
you are
What about the armor?
seriously injured. Your armor is shattered. It's at 0. It needs to be repaired. It's currently broken, but not destroyed. Amos hits the deck really, really hard, taking that impact for everybody else. There's now a crater where you're at, and part of the deck cracks, and all of you fall into the kitchen. As you smash down in through the roof, you hear Bicky yelling out, "What the fuck?"
What's going on? I can't see. I'm stuck in my shell.
Clarion's head peeks in through the hole and she says, Amos, we are going to have a talk.
Who's going
And
for a
then she
walk?
immediately just triage, straight into triage.
Grabs a hold of
Amos
him.
lets out a guttural choke as Lesrin blood just spurts out of his mouth. There's bones sticking out of his arms. His leg is twisted in 3 different places. His thigh is shattered in 2. One arm is literally just... Hang on a second. I think I can do this.
Don't break your arm,
Nope,
please.
nope,
Oh.
no, I can't.
Don't break your arm.
Just got it back in.
Method acting.
Arm is literally over the shoulder, and there is just a flap of skin holding together the wrist. Amos is, for all intents and purposes, fucked up.
Yeah, he's 1
He
wound
is
from
going to-
death.
B is going to give Amos a huge kiss on the
No,
cheek.
no. I am 2 wounds of death. I took 4 wounds. There was no wounds on
Right.
me initially.
You are correct. 2 wounds from death.
Okay, so triage, is B still poisoned?
B is no longer poisoned.
Nope.
Okay, then the 2 antitoxins I have in my bag are, once again, there in case of emergency, where I can see you.
Yeah, you need to be nearby when that happens this time. So
Be a pirate, they
yeah.
said.
It'll be fun.
be a pirate.
Well, it is certainly never boring on board the Archimedes.
Oh, jeez.
Is Leife, I just pat him and I'm like, check if he's breathing.
Leife has basically void burns all over various parts of his body on the outside, but he's only superficially damaged.
What's up?
Carrot, please help Leife apply burn cream to his wounds.
Oh no. Was that stuff that smelled kind of like buttery oil and chemicals?
Don't tell me you ate it.
Well, no, I did not eat it.
What did you do with it, Carrot?
I tried to take care of my stretch marks. Like points at the belly.
Interesting. However, you now owe me burn cream.
All right, I'll get you some. How can I make burn cream? How can I make burn cream? I'll
Carrot,
figure it out.
We'll buy the burn cream the next time we are able to buy things.
Oh, you're gonna start giving me money now?
Do you not? Never mind. And then it's just like, please roll out my medical case from Medbay. I will treat everyone where they are.
All right, I'll go get it. Carrot bounds up the stairs very quickly.
I'll
I
be
can
in the
fix
engine room.
myself.
Just lean back. You go into the engine room. Your little bee friend in arms. This thing is about half your size. And Beatrix, you
Red's
see...
like holding the bee. Red's like holding the bee like the dead best friend at the end of the movie. Like
very, very careful. Bee, as you're sitting there, you see Cullens come out. Beatrix, are you okay? Is everybody okay?
I don't think anybody is really okay, Cullens. Can we ever be?
Well, I mean,
I'm okay.
there's different levels of... Who are you, Turtle Man?
My back hurts. I'll be all right.
Strange individual.
I don't know who he is, but he and Red Iron seem to get along.
No, I don't want any cheese whiz. I'm good. I just need a bit to rest. That's it.
Somebody, I mean, I think, does he have brain damage?
It's possible. He drinks a lot of things. Kind of like Carrot.
Well, Carrot's also brain damaged,
No,
so I guess
don't
that
want
makes
any
sense.
carrots. I told you I just need to rest.
So, Cullens moves off from there. The captain comes down to check on everybody. All right, Sparrows. Glad to see another job. He pats his hands. Well done. That was some away time, and we came away from it for sure. So I call that a win in my book.
Does this
Hell
count
yeah,
as
Captain.
walking away from it? Because I don't think I'm going to walk for a while.
Well, you probably need to get some rest. I guess we're gonna go take some leave from the leave now. Hopefully we don't find any more crazy, weird events. So,
We should stay here for a while and scrap this station for everything that it's worth using our safe tech. I have an idea.
you see
Audible
him, like,
Lesrin pain sounds.
as you all look up out of the hole in the deck, you see the station, like, collapsing in on itself.
All the better.
Well, I mean,
I
I'm
don't wanna
sure...
worry anyone, but there's an animal on board, and it sounds pretty ornery.
I am sure there's a lot of scrap out there we could collect, given time, for sure. You know, maybe we should just go into the junkyard dealer type industry. It might be less dangerous.
Demolitions experts.
You need an outpost taken down? We're your crew for that.
Could be profitable.
Amazing.
You know, you got a point there. That might actually be better than what we're doing now. All right. Well, for now, Clarion, do the best you can. Get them all patched up. Everybody else, get some rest. Finnegan, get out of the ship. I mean, I guess you don't have anywhere to go. You can sleep with Carrot. And other than that, everybody else, back to crew.
Is that Cuspid?
What?
Cuspid, I'm stuck in my shell. My back went out. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Amos, when you're better, and you will be soon, we'll get you back in security. We're going to have a conversation with everybody about where we're going to head to next after this whole nightmare. I guess we're doing a retrieval and trying to collect scrap from this station. That's going to take us a little bit of planning as well. All right. Just
Amos
notify me when
Claire-
everybody's feeling better, all right?
Amos glares at
Clarion.
Cutlass the moment. Go ahead.
Oh, Clarion, I was just want to say Clarion is already like preparing suture threads and cleaning wounds and just like on Amos.
All right. So you begin working on Amos quickly. Amos, what do you say while that's happening? No? All right. And we see Red carrying his bee friend into the back. You don't know if it's alive or dead, Red.
Red walks into the engine room. Sylvia, you said that you liked bees, so I got you one.
Oh, a gift for me?
Kind of like a gift, but also we're going to tear this thing apart and see how it works.
You would tear apart a wonderful mechanical organism like that?
I mean, yeah. Why else would I have asked you to compel it to come to the ship?
I thought maybe we could raise it as our own.
Awkward. No. We could very easily have there's okay. The different these would be potent weapon.
Oh,
we
of
could
course,
use
of course.
these. We could do.
This is supposed to be
if we're going to.
a weapon situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
highly scientific.
totally-
Did you happen to read Did you happen to read the latest release in Science magazine? It's very compelling.
Actually, yes, there's a really clever article on
Science magazine.
As we see the two of them kind of becoming awkward suddenly, and you put down the bee thing on the table, and you begin dismantling it. We have one last scene with Finnegan in his back. Finnegan, you're having a hard time getting up off this floor, and it hurts the whole time. What do you do?
It says he can't lay down or sit, so he's right now. The shell is sitting like normally, like turtle shell standing upright, and he is just kind of like, if you could get an X-ray inside the shell, he's just curled up, and like his back is up like this, and he's just kind of like when babies fall asleep and they have their ass in the air.
Yeah.
That's how Finn is sleeping right now.
So you climb into the room and you just got like your ass up inside the shell, kind of your tail sticking at a weird angle. And we see Carrot come into the room at one point and just go, "Oh, a new bed!" and just like climb on top of your shell and just lean down on it. And everybody has been tonight's episode of Sparrows. Thank you very much for watching. They survived their own nightmare that they caused. So thank you all for watching. We'll go around the table. We're going to say our goodbyes. Say one thing we hope will not happen to our characters soon. All right, we're going to do this random like usual. Going around the table. First one up is going to be Amos. You are up first, Jackal.
Hey, I play Amos. One thing Amos fears not happening is, for reasons I cannot discuss, the letter doesn't get delivered.
Yeah, that could be a bad one. We'll see what happens with it. And we move on over to Clarion Bell. Nora.
Hey, Nora, aka Zedinine, playing Clarion Bell, your robotic medic. You can also find me on Cornfields and Kobolds. We release erratically, but sometimes. And you, okay, one thing that we hope does not happen. I hope that we don't get all of the brain eaters mad at us and the entire planet of Eris removes itself from its orbit and comes flying into the inner solar system. Definitely hope that doesn't happen.
I mean, that's a good one not to want to have happen. All right, moving right along. Benjamin, Red Iron.
Hey everybody, I'm TT Benjamin. You can find me on Twitter at TTBenjamin1. I'm the host and dungeon master for the Lawful Great Adventures podcast. And big announcement, we just released our campaign finale this week. We're on a roll this week. We're having our best listens week since we launched a year and a half ago. So if you're listening to this tonight and you're not listening to Lawful Great Adventures, if it's not in your queue, if you don't have a long enough commute to deal with it, I totally understand that. It's a long show. Feel free to pick up the show. Feel free to catch up if you're halfway through. We just finished the campaign finale. It's a blasty. It's a blasty and a halfy. It's good stuff. As for what I hope doesn't happen to Red Iron, I hope Red Iron doesn't win the lottery and get millions of dollars.
What would he even do with millions of dollars? He freezes at that moment.
I think you broke him.
I broke him suddenly. So we'll move on, I suppose, then, to Leife and Kai.
All right, I play Leife. My name is Kai. You can find me on Twitter at RealKaiRoche or on Twitch at Mascane. What I don't want to happen is die, but I mean, that's always. What I especially don't want to happen is, gods, there's so much bad stuff that could happen to us. Just entirely, just awful things all the time. I don't want us to get no treasure.
I mean, I can understand that one. Really hating not getting any treasure. I mean, you have gotten more treasure in this than the entire last season of Zephyr, so you're already batting a higher average.
I want to make so much money that it's shocking to people.
You gotta be able to flex at all times. Is that what I'm saying or hearing?
Yeah, I want some Gucci. I want a bit of Supreme.
There you go.
The last season was an incredibly low bar in terms of loot.
True.
So true. But Leife needs the good drip for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
bling for that skateboard.
B, Gwen, your turn.
Hey everybody, I am Gwen McSherry. You can usually find me right over there in the chat as a mod. On Tuesdays, I also get to help deliver the news for Roll Charisma. So tune in for that too. What does B not want to see happen? She is definitely done with seeing her fellow crewmates hurt, so she does not want to see that anymore.
Yeah, I can see that. No more pain for your allies. You guys went through a lot. Everybody here went through a lot this episode, so...
Especially Amos, and B is not okay with that. She's going to be trying to make it up to him.
Poor Dad Lizard.
Acceptable losses.
We move on over to Finnegan. Bees, your turn.
Hello. Now, is this something that I don't want to happen, or that Finn doesn't want?
Finn doesn't want to have happen in the future.
Finn don't want to throw his back out again. And he also hopes that whatever animal that keeps growling on board is kicked off before it bites somebody.
Animal growling on board. What animal is that?
When Amos was making those like pain lezerin sounds.
Oh, right. The growling.
He just because he's stuck in his shell, so all he heard is just growling and.
There's a monster on board.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm Big Bees. Hello. You can find me. I'm actually waiting. Starting Monday, I will put out my new schedule for streaming. I'll be streaming every day. We are in the middle of, actually, I don't know how far. Ty, how far are we into Resident Evil right now?
About I'd say 60%. If that's only if you're not.
60?
That's only if you're not counting the other runs you have to do to actually get the ending of the game. Otherwise, then you're at about 40%.
So I'm about 60%. That scares the hell out of me, man. I'm ready to be done with it. So yeah, we're gonna finish off Resident Evil 2, and then we might do some more Resident Evil or something else. I don't know. I gotta see. I like sticking with a game for a while. It's a pretty good change of pace from what I was usually doing.
And it's really fun to scare you.
It is.
Oh my god, it's fun for y'all. I swear to God, I'm getting closer to death every jump scare.
Oh, see him holding his chest and fall over at his desk someday.
I'm here Mondays. I'm here Fridays. Mondays for the Power Hour.
Power Hour.
And here on this wonderful show Fridays, which I love it. I love it. I hope he doesn't get mutinied and kicked off the ship anytime soon. Wouldn't surprise me, but I'm just hoping it doesn't happen. And we got I got a bunch of stuff in the works. Nothing that out yet, but I have. I actually tomorrow. It won't be like streamed, but if any of you are familiar with or listen to the One Shot Network or One Shot podcast, I am actually doing a one shot with them tomorrow, and it'll be rolling out in the next, I want to say maybe next 3 weeks or so in their on their podcast itself. So I'm with some very talented people, and don't know how I got here, but we'll be doing what we can tomorrow.
You look at the company you keep, and that just shows the quality of your character bees. That's what I'm saying.
That I tricked them well. But yeah, I'm super excited to do that one shot tomorrow. It's gonna be really awesome. And yeah, other than that, I got a lot of stuff kind of in the works that I'm waiting to see if it comes to fruition or not. We'll see.
You are a busy man, it seems like. So
too busy.
Of course, I'm Light Even Star over on Twitter and Twitch. Light Even Star Art over there. Roll for Chaos, producer, GM here. You could see me obviously tonight, yesterday. You could have seen me yesterday. We also have a show on Thursdays at 6. We have TNB's Power Hour on Mondays at 5 Pacific Standard Time, and Roll Charisma at 5. No, now at 6 Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Keep an eye on this channel for some other awesome and amazing things coming down the pipeline, and we definitely appreciate you and hopefully you had a good time. I mean, there was a lot of healing that happened tonight. Thank you for all that. And stick around for the raid if you want a couple of extra points that you can use on our next show, of course. So yeah, love you all. Good night.